What is going on, everyone? It's the best day of the year. Fantasy football season begins with the draft, and today I'm going to peel the curtain out a bit. But before, for those of you that aren't in my league, I want to quickly have a quick introduction for myself. My name is Ivan Herrera, and this is the 100 Fantasy Football channel, and I give you guys the best analysis so that way you are successful in fantasy football. And today's episode is going to be very special because we are doing our live draft for the 100 Fantasy Football League. So you're going to see a little bit of behind the scenes. Some of the guys are there already in the chat, so be sure to engage with them. I'm going to show you guys the draft board as it goes along, but of course, for those of you that are tuning in right now live, do me a favor, hit that like button, and while you're at it, be sure to also hit that subscribe. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and quickly have a show breakdown over here. So the league overview. So for the 100 league, it's a keeper league, and so right now you're going to see the draft board already have certain players selected. The draft has already gone underway, but I'm going to go ahead and undo all the picks real quick so that way we have an official start to it. So here we go. I'm going to go ahead and press the play button. So let me go ahead and go to my lower third here for my draft board. I'm going to press play, and we are now underway. And no spoiler, I think I know where we're going here with the first overall pick. So Jimmy, you are officially on the clock, and as he's doing that, I'm going to quickly share what this league is all about. So this league began about 3 years ago. And it's a keeper league, like I said, and it's with some of the guys that I do life with, and they're really awesome dudes. We do have some new members in it this season. We have Cheval, who I work with at Amazon, and also my guy Jeremy, who's probably like the only Buccaneers fan I know. And here we go. So with the first overall pick, we see Christian McCaffrey run CMC, go off the clock. And not much you can say here other than he's the best player in fantasy. So averaged over 20 fantasy points in 3 games last season, despite being hurt. He's healthy, has a better quarterback. One could argue with Sam Darnold, but then again, Teddy Bridgewater was pretty good too. So Eddie is officially on the clock, and I have Daniel here with me. He's here behind the scenes. You can't really see him, but he's here with me, one of our league mates, playing the producer role, I suppose. So we're just a minute underway now, and we will see how... Oh, never mind. There it goes. So Dalvin Cook has been selected. So I got the 8th overall pick, and I'm going to quickly show you guys the full draft board while everyone's making their selections. Here's the full draft board. So you see certain players there are already selected. These are all the keepers. And the way it works in my league is keepers only are good for 1 season. Now, you don't have to keep a player, and the way it works is to keep a player, it's going to be a -1 keeper league, which means if you were to draft a player in the 4th round last season, it'll cost you a 3rd rounder, which is why Lockett was someone that was picked. And with that, Alex is going with Devontae Adams with the 3rd overall. So here we go. That's the first surprise of the draft really early. Alex is probably going for a sandwich, I'm assuming, with wide receiver and maybe even a running back there. So not pretty interesting there, Alex. I like it. Shake it up a little bit. Go off the rails here. So there we go. So that way you could see next up is Jordan, one of our better players too. He's usually always in contention. So we'll see where he goes right now. But yeah, let me go back to the full draft board so you guys can see it. So here are all the keepers. I have Kyler Murray with the 7th overall pick, with the 7th round. And here's the lay of the land with all keepers. It was Josh Allen, Tyler Lockett, Calvin Ridley, T. Higgins. Jeremy decided to not go with the keeper and went with, and then Cheval went with DeAndre Swift, and Cheval is now on the clock as well. We have Darren Waller for David. I took Kyler at the 7th, Justin Herbert in the 7th round for German, James Robinson in the 8th for Danny, Ronald Jones for Howard, and then Daniel with Justin Jefferson at the 8th, which could argue is one of the best ones. Wow, that's good. So Derrick Henry going off the board there. Well, let's quickly recap. It went Alvin Kamara, Derrick Henry, then it went Ezekiel Elliott, and now we have David, who actually, fun fact, David won the first inaugural championship of our league. He won that trophy there. That's right behind me. Actually, that reminds me too. I wanted to wear the ring during the draft. You know what? I still could. So here, I'm going to quickly show you guys the full draft board while I go ahead and get that ring. Do 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 do. No word from German. Yeah, so we are still waiting from German. So if you guys can pressure him by, if for those of you that are my league mates, can give him an alert or something, give him a elbow. Okay, cool. He said he just got out of work. He's on his way. I hope he knows that the draft is going on right now. So we got Ezekiel Elliott by Cheval. That's one of the picks I was looking at, dude. So you didn't technically snipe me, but he was someone I was looking at. So thanks for that, dude. But okay, so the cool thing about Clicky so the reason why I went with Clicky for our league is that it's so cool because you can customize it and it's great for keepers, for keeper leagues. So that's the cool thing about it. So now next we saw Aaron Jones taken off the board with the 7th overall pick, which now brings up your 2020 champion to now select. So here we go. The champ is going to make his selection. And being that I already know who I'm picking, it's just a matter of looking for him. And you guys are gonna see as I'm typing it, so get ready, okay? Here we go. Awesome, excellent, AKA Austin Eckler is gonna be my first round pick. And the reason why I'm so high on him is because I think that offense over in San Diego is gonna do so well with now Justin Herbert entering his 2nd season. And yeah, so I'm really, really stoked. So I'm really happy so far with my first selection. Now we have German on the clock, and he's someone that we were just texting right now because he said that, let me see, he texted me separately saying that he was, oh, he got out of work late. Okay, you are on the clock. And then, so watch, here's some pointers. While you're drafting, you always want to be mindful where you're, how your opponent's teams are looking and what the trends are typically. So right now you're seeing that there's a lot of running backs going out off the board. And we saw one wide receiver, which is typically really average, like within the first 8 picks, as you see one wide receiver go, but I did not expect it to be this early. So that's going to be interesting to see how his team's going to shape up. And that's, of course, referring to Alex. He's already keeping Calvin Ridley. So he's already setting himself for probably 2 of the better wide receivers for his team. So it's all really about approaches and strategy, but I'm also mindful about, okay, who's everyone's keepers, where are they drafting, and of course, what are their picks. So right now, it's hard to gauge because it's only the first round. So as this goes along, this will be pretty interesting. And while we're waiting for the next pick to be selected, I'm going to go ahead and actually put the lower screen so that way you guys can see in case, as I'm talking, someone gets selected. But Luke Games, what's up, dude? Good seeing you again. Thank you for sending love to us over here in the chat. Be sure to let me know where you're actually, you know what, dude? I don't know where you tune in from, so let us know where you're from. I'm based out of Southern California, here in the IE. So, and I think most of the guys actually are too. Alex is the only one. And okay, it looks like German is, so I'm going to give him some grace because he said he got out of work a little bit later than he had planned. So I'm going to give him an extension on this one. I'm going to see if maybe we can find out what's going on. And this is kind of like the bad thing about drafts. I usually like doing them in person, but sometimes online is hard to keep track of where everyone is at. So I'm just texting German. I'm going to have to probably auto-select his first pick, but I hate doing that.
Tyreek Hill, Saquon Barkley.
Yeah, actually, you know what, Daniel? Do you mind referencing who would be the best available player next?
Either Tyreek Hill. On that, do you still have? He's a keeper, right?
Tyreek Hill is not a keeper. No.
So he's the next available, like highest rated on PPR.
Okay.
And then it's Saquon Barkley, DeAndre Hopkins, Calvin Ridley. I think he's already taken though.
That's right.
So those would be the next 4.
Okay, so it looks like, I mean, what do you guys think? Should I give him a little bit more time, or should I just go with auto pick? Like, what are you thinking, dude?
Just give him like 2 minutes. Just if you text him, see what he says, and then I think if you don't hear anything, I just say just go with the next best available. It would be, according to my list, is Tyreek Hill.
Right. Here, I can actually tell him to go to, you know what, better yet, I'm going to also send him the link to watch the stream, and let me know if my audio is good. I know last time I was texting and doing this, it really messed up the audio. Let me send here, I'll say, watch this because I have the board live. Have this. Okay, cool. He's texting me right now. So he's at least communicating, which is good. So for those commissioners that are watching, Eddie says, can I dab? Should I dab? No, actually send a super chat. You gotta pay me some money, then I'll do some dabbing. How can I see the possible players to draft? So that's your own homework, David. You're a champion. You've won a league before. Print them out your damn self. Just kidding. Yeah, the next best would be Hill, DeAndre Hopkins, and Saquon. So give him Kaepernick. A lot of upside from Colin Kaepernick. So went to a small program. Okay, he's right now texting me, so he's trying to make an effort. So for those aspiring commissioners of a league, I try to be as graceful as possible because I get it, life happens, and I know he works a lot. So this is not surprising that something like this would happen. Not that one was banking on it, but okay, cool. So yeah, so David, to answer your question, yeah, you can download the rankings somewhere and keep track of players. So. But I also have Daniel here to fact check me, so he's back here as my assistant. Can you dab, please, you tuber? J.K. Dobbins would be good. Yeah, I mean, he's okay. Cool. He just asked me his pick, so he's gonna go with Tyreek Hill. I think that was fair, right? Do you guys think that was fair?
I think that's fair.
Yeah, I think that's fair. All right, so Danny, I know he's been ready to go, so there shouldn't be that much lag time. Yeah, I know the Williams family. That's my boy Jeremy, dude. I still want to see you on the sticks, bro. I want to see you in Madden. I heard you're nice though. I heard you're nice on the sticks. Just enjoying this new cup I got for my birthday from my coworkers. I don't drink beer as often as I probably should to use this, but here's my water. It's the good luck water.
Vodka.
Pure vodka. That'll put some pencil on your lid.
That's off the board.
Nick Chubb is off the board. Fun fact about the Cleveland Browns: they have the easiest schedule for that favor running backs. They are atop of the charts for the season so far. So here we go. Howard is up, and he better be ready because he was the last person to give me his pick for his keeper. Yeah, so who do we have still available on the board, Danny? Do you want to go ahead and
next best available, Saquon Barkley, DeAndre Hopkins, Jonathan Taylor, DK Metcalf, according to my rankings.
You got it. Here we go. So according to Daniel's rankings, and so far what we're seeing, dude, this is pretty interesting, and this is pretty not surprising. We have seen a lot of wide receivers in that first round. This is common when you do PPR leagues, especially when it's just one quarterback.
Kelsey too. It could be. Oh, is he already taken?
Kelsey is not a keeper. He was a keeper last season.
Oh, that's a cheat sheet. That's a cheat.
Yeah. So that is still an option so for Howard and Daniel. And this is the part I don't like as a commissioner. So just a little fun fact for those of you that are in leagues, just show up to your draft at the time it's supposed to be. So just kidding. I'm over here calling out Howard, but Howard's the reason why I even have this set up. So I can't bash him like that. I have to give him all love. So I'm texting him right now. You are on the clock. And I'm going to send him the link. Here's the live stream so you can see. I hate Okay, so he has 5 seconds. He said he's driving. He's almost home. But I'm going to tell him, hey, man, if you can, hurry up. You can, hurry up. I don't want to hold up the draft. But yeah, anyways, What do you guys think so far of the first round? What's been your big takeaway with this thing so far, Daniel?
I guess as of everything looks great. Devontae, obviously, you don't really see him going third overall, but it's not a bad pick. Kelsey, not in the first round. I think that's kind of a shocker as of right now. And I guess that's about it. Everything looks about normal.
Right.
I don't see anything different about it.
Yeah, so far, yeah, this is like around what I was anticipating to see. And yeah, Kelsey typically doesn't make it out of the first round, but that's why it's so important to mock, so that way you can get familiar with like the lay of the land, what typically is the common thread when it comes to just like the industry and stuff, where certain players go. So I think this is pretty cool to see. But yeah, we're seeing a lot of running backs, and this league is PPR, so maybe that's what Alex was going for with Devontae Adams. Figured that and just like I said, I think Calvin Ridley has the potential to be the number one wide receiver. Now with Julio out to Tennessee. So with that, I have Howard, don't draft and auto pick you. Okay, hey Daniel, why don't we do this? Why don't you share out loud the next available players? Because I'm going to have to auto pick. I'm going to have to be a stern commissioner at this point.
Okay, though, based on these are rankings I just printed out this morning. It's the PPR rankings from Fantasy Pro. These aren't my own rankings, but the next best available, number 9 on their rankings is Saquon Barkley. DeAndre Hopkins at 10. Calvin Ridley's already gone. He's at 11. And then Jonathan Taylor at number 12.
Okay, so let's go ahead and I'm going to tell him I'm going to give him just a minute. Like, hey, you have 1 minute left. 1 minute left. And then it was Saquon?
That's correct.
And then who was the next one after that? Just
DeAndre Hopkins.
DeAndre. I'll just pull Hopkins, make it easy. Okay, cool. All right, so let me see, where are we at here? All right, there we go. Saquon Barkley, we'll just let this. So Daniel, it's your turn, dude.
Okay, we'll make this pretty simple.
I'm taking notes here too.
First round, I'm going to go with Jonathan Taylor.
Jonathan Taylor is yours.
And then on that first pick in the second round, I'm going to go with Najee Harris. I'm going running back.
Yeah, and you know what's funny? Like after being in this league, it's a full PPR, Cheval. I don't do that half PPR stuff or standard. So Jonathan Taylor is coming off the board. So then we go here. We're gonna go Najee Harris. Najee, cool. It's funny. After a while, yeah. So Howard, you're back on the clock. Cool. Thank you, Danny. Appreciate that call out there in the text. Cool. So here we go. So let's look at the who we got right now. So next is Howard once again. It's funny. Like after doing these leagues now for some time now, you start to recognize people's tendencies. And Daniel's MO, he loves to go if he can 2 solid running backs with the first 2 picks. And it's crazy. Even like other players in our league, you start to like see certain like tendencies. Like we have one of the guys in our other league that we're gonna draft today.
Just draft.
Antonio Gibson. So Antonio Gibson is off the board. So with that, we have Danny for the 2.3. But yeah, so that's the cool thing about doing these leagues with people that you've done it with for a while. You'll start to like see certain tendencies and stuff. So it'll be interesting to see how it plays out. And yeah, so far I was spot on with my projection with Daniel. So he's gonna come out with 2 running backs in the first 2 picks, and two good ones, especially because Najee could be a potential keeper for you next season.
That's correct. That's why I put him in the second round.
Absolutely, very, very smart. So here we go. Danny, you're up right now, dude, and he's pretty good. And you know what, Danny? Here's to you, bro. You're also you're a fellow Philadelphia Eagles fan, so here's to you, bro. But all right, let's see if a quarterback's gonna go in this round. See if Mahomes goes. Here, I'm gonna adjust this so that you guys can see the lower draft a little bit better. I see it's cutting off there a bit, so let me go there real fast. Lift this up a tad. I have to unlock it first, so let me unlock it. And what we're gonna do is bring this a little bit down too, so you can see the first 4 picks, and I'll adjust it as it goes. And there it is. Travis Kelce is officially off the board. Not gonna lie to you, I was hoping he was gonna get to me there. But we will go ahead and let German go ahead and get ready for his next one. And just so you guys know too, for those of you that aren't familiar with the league, this league is a full PPR league, 12 teams. You keep one, so it's one keeper, and the layout for the starting lineup is one quarterback, two running back, two wide receiver, two flex, and the flex could be wide receiver, running back, or tight end, one defense, and one kicker with 6 bench spots. And we do have one IR slot. Last season we had 2 because of COVID, but we're going to go back, revert to doing just 1. So let's go ahead and go back to the board so you guys can see it live as it's going. So I'm going to go back to the lower screen here. And there we go. German is going with Stefon Diggs. So he is off the board. So I'm just taking notes here as I'm doing this. And now your 2020 champion, the owner of that trophy right there for this season, is on the clock. Yeah, dude, I'm seriously surprised. I was flirting with Kelsey in the second round. He hasn't fallen there in much mocks, but that's the importance of doing mock drafts, because then that way you can see, okay, the chances of him getting there are really low, but if he does, great. But I already have my selection of who I would want.
Oddly, he's not on my rankings.
No, he's not.
Oddly, him and Aaron Jones were not on my rankings.
So I'm going to go ahead and go with Joe Mixon. So on the clock now is David, the 2019 champion of our 100 league. So David, you are up, my friend. Let's see how it's looking.
I don't even have Diggs on this list.
He's a wide receiver.
Yeah, he's not even on the wide receiver list.
So here's a little hot take for you guys real quick. Daniel didn't rank Stefon Diggs this year.
No, I printed these rankings out this morning. I don't have Diggs, Kelsey, and or Aaron Jones on this list.
So you don't think they're going to be good at all this season?
Apparently,
to the point that didn't make your rankings.
Apparently, no, this is not my rankings.
I'm just kidding.
This is Fantasy Pros
No,
rankings.
so it's all your rankings, dude. That's what that is. But hey, if you guys already haven't, be sure and hit that like button if you're enjoying this. And of course, a little shameless plug, go ahead and also subscribe. That would mean a lot to me. Doing a lot of fun things this season, so it'd be cool to have you guys join the journey. So here we go. David went with DeAndre Hopkins, wide receiver out of Arizona, which means my boy Cheval, Rock Nation, is on the clock at the 2.7. And so now we're seeing a little bit more wide receivers. We saw obviously Kelsey, the first tight end, as he should have gone. He went in the second round, but now we're seeing the last 3 picks, 2 wide receivers have gone with Stefon Diggs, Joe Mixon, and then we went with DeAndre Hopkins. So we'll see where my guy Cheval is going. So this will be pretty interesting. Let me see and you know, it's different because with now keepers, I'll show you guys the full board. With keepers in the mix, now you can see, like, for example, Justin Jefferson is off the board already, Calvin Ridley, Lockett, and Higgins. So some of the guys that typically would be up for grabs are now gone. So you have to like really prepare your strategy for it. And just a little, you know, they're not a sponsor, but Fantasy Pros, their like pro subscription stuff is pretty cool because you can do mock drafts based off not only your draft order, but keepers that your league mates already have. So that's what's really cool about going this route, because you can really see, okay, what's the lay of the land looking like? And there we go. Clyde Edwards-Helaire for Mr. Cheval. And then Chris Carson, I like that. Jeremy was ready. Chris Carson, and then so now we have Jordan. You're on the clock, my friend. So we're seeing running backs going really quick here in this draft. Some pretty good stuff so far. Not many, too many surprises other than just the Devontae Adams going 3rd overall. And then, of course, Kelsey going into the 2nd round. So let's see, Jordan. Where's Jordan going to go next? What I could do, let me see. I'm going to quickly see if I can open up available players or something. Let me see. I don't want to interrupt. Here we go. Here we go. So I'm doing, there we go. So George Kittle was now taken. So now we have Mr. Alex. I wonder, you know what are the chances, guys, real quick, that he's going to go another wide receiver? Just Just own it. Just go 0 RB, dude. Right? I mean, what are the chances? He can go 0 RB right over here, right now.
Yeah, well, you have 2 flex positions, so he could certainly fill his flex position right now.
Yeah, you know what's funny, dude? I was thinking about Hopkins as well, going with the stack with Kyler. But I just love the PPR upside with Joe Mixon. Reports have been that even though Joe Burrow's coming off that injury, I think they're going to rely heavily with Joe Mixon. And I'm not buying the hype of Jamar Chase, being that even out of training camp, there's been a lot of, just speculation about his drops. He's been out of shape because he took the year off because of COVID. So that's a little bit why I wanted to go Joe Mixon there, just to have 2 solid running backs that I don't have to really worry about. Now I can just focus on wide receiver and filling in the rest of my positions. So that's a little bit why I went that route. So let me see. And then that last year, and it was terrible not having us. Yeah, dude, I'm the same. Yeah, I get it. So there's a lot of risk going 0 RB, but in a PPR league though, especially just like what Daniel said, having one additional flex spot to put another potential wide receiver, especially a really good one, could bode well for you. And also it depends on who he drafts in the middle of the draft, right? Because he can get a James Robinson from last season and really.
DK it is.
Wow, there it is. Oh man, what are the chances? Here we go.
This is gonna be that's a wide receiver threat right there.
Yeah, DK Metcalf is now off the board. So Mr. Eddie. And yeah, that's the thing too, David. That's good feedback. And the thing is, Mixon is involved in the passing game, which is why I thought about that as well. So dump offs would be something great. I did get Alex. Go all in, bro. I'm not mad at you. You own it, and you own that thing good, bro. So now we have Eddie on the board. Yeah, I agree, Travis. I don't think there's anything wrong. Let me see. Nothing wrong with Mixon. Yeah, I agree. There's nothing wrong with Mixon going there. Are there 2? So there's 2 flex box, so it goes quarterback, 2 running back, 2 wide receiver, 2 flex as well. And you know what? I probably should add some music. I don't know how to add it though. So if anyone knows how to use OBS and how to add some ambient music, that would be pretty awesome to do. Or actually, no. Let me see if I can go. See. Yeah, I don't know how to
Just
add
have your
music.
intro play in the background.
Right, exactly. I do have some pretty good tracks on here, but so let's see who's next. We got Eddie on the clock. Instead of asking me if I can play music, Eddie, why don't you make your pick? So you're on the clock. I'm just kidding. Keenan Allen.
Target monster.
Absolutely, especially because you have Herbert, right? No, it's German. German has Herbert. So now, Jimmy, you're up for 2 picks, dude, after going Christian McCaffrey. You know what's funny, too? When I was doing... Whoa! Patrick Mahomes! There it was. There's the first quarterback.
Not a bad landing spot.
Not a bad landing spot at all. And this is where he goes to in mocks, and then Mike Evans. So there we go. Touchdown dependent Mike Evans, I should add. So here, let me go ahead, and now we have Eddie coming up, and then from there, Alex already has his keeper with Calvin Ridley. So then we're going to jump directly to Jordan after that. So let's see, man. I gotta. Yeah, you're right. So, so once again, now, like for my strategy, I'm just looking at like the draft board and saying, okay, I'm glad I got my 2 running backs because I think these are the rounds that you'll see a lot of wide receivers go. And then watch, I'm gonna show you guys the full board. Like some of the guys that I was looking for, like for example, like your Justin Jeffersons, your T. Higgins, your Tyler Lockett's, and even Calvin Ridley, they're all gone now. And in mock drafts, I usually would use a 3rd round to target someone like a Darren Waller. So that's why I was doing this mock, and this is why it's really cool to get Fantasy Pros' Pro subscription, because you can literally have everyone's all their keepers already selected and even have the draft order placed and also have your settings matched up. So it's really cool to just do different mock drafts to see how your team looks. And I've been really happy with having my roster go with 2 running backs first. And with that, we have CeeDee Lamb going. So Eddie went with basically like a hero RB strategy, going with Dalvin Cook with his 2nd overall pick, and then going Keenan Allen, CeeDee Lamb, and he's going to lock up Tyler Lockett in the 4th. And now we have Mr. Jordan up next. But yeah, I mean, what do you guys think? What's been your guys' biggest surprise so far in this draft. I mean, of course, Devontae Adams in the first round was pretty surprising, but Mahomes going isn't too surprising because he's worth that price for sure. I'm just, I guess my strategy is I don't like going quarterback early. Next, we have David Montgomery off the board. So now we're seeing some running backs coming back off. So a quick recap. So we saw it went after it went DeAndre Hopkins. We saw 2 running backs, and from there we saw non-running back positions go. Predominantly it being wide receivers, with 5 of the next 7 picks being wide receivers, with DK, Keenan Allen. Then we went Patrick Mahomes, the first quarterback taken off the board. Mike Evans, CeeDee Lamb, and then Calvin Ridley. And then, of course, now we have running back David Montgomery off. And Eddie's asking, is it past TD for 4 points or 6? It's 4. So it's the standard 4 points for a quarterback touchdown. And then wide receiver receiving touchdowns are 6. Yeah, so good question, Cheval. Is it 4 or 6? It's 4. Because, oh, yeah, you know what? I'm seeing something here. What are you guys thinking? I don't mean to put you on the spot here, Jimmy. I'm a firm believer, because this is America. You know, this is the land of the free. You can do whatever you want. But he has Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen.
Wow. I didn't realize that. Wow, what trade bait he's got there.
Yeah. So, you can definitely use that as trade bait. The way I'm going to see it, just going to call it out as it is, I think it just really depletes his upside these first few rounds, because you already have Josh Allen, someone that's already going in this range.
Did he know he had Josh Allen?
Yeah, he told me he wanted to keep him. So,
oh, wow, okay.
So, in the mock drafts that I was doing, this simulation, Patrick Mahomes was not taken this early because everyone typically already had a quarterback. So, next one, you saw guys there live. Miles Sanders is taken, so now that leaves Cheval. You are on the clock, my friend. And while that's happening, I'm going to go ahead and get ready for my next pick. Hold on, let me close this. So, David, you're on the clock. We saw A.J. Brown goes next, and that's a great pick, dude. That's someone I was targeting. So, way to snipe me there, Cheval. So, we have the 2019 champ. David is on there. So, I'm getting ready. Just going to talk to you guys out loud, even though my league mates are here, so they're going to get some of my strategy. I'm looking for a wide receiver here, knowing that Darren Waller is already taken by David as his keeper. And in some mocks, I typically will target like a Kittle or a Waller, but now that both of those players are all gone, including Kelsey being the first tight end out, I'm going to just shift to now wide receiver and focus in on that, and hopefully get another solid wide receiver to go along in the 4th round as well. So, of course, depending if there's another running back that I like there. So here we go. So we saw Amari Cooper go off the board. So now it makes it easy for me. I'm going to go ahead and take Scary Terry McLaurin. So Terry McLaurin is now off the board. And then we see German taking Damian Harris. So the draft is now picking up some momentum here. I don't know. I think Cam Newton leaving, though, bodes well for Damian Harris, because he as in Cam Newton had so many goal line touches. 6 of his scores were there at the goal line. So I think with Damian Harris now having Mac Jones as his starting quarterback, that would actually bode well for his opportunities to get touchdowns at the goal line. So I think, and especially because look, if you look at our draft board, dude, you see a lot of running backs already going. So every league is different. Every draft is different. Every dynamic gets really different, which is mindful of always be like, you can't go in there with one strategy. You have to be really flexible. So Howard is up next. And what are the chances he goes running back here or a wide receiver? What are you guys thinking? Yeah, I'm not a big fan of Sanders either, and even though I'm a Philadelphia Eagles fan, but being that that's Jeremy's 3rd running back, that's not bad at all, because he's not now depending on Miles Sanders having to carry the load as his top 2 guys. And of course, you guys already know, if you guys don't know, I already have certain opinions about Derrick Henry, and then Chris Carson, who I'm a big fan of because I think he's an efficient runner. I love the offense, especially with them getting offensive coordinator Waldron from Los Angeles there now. I think that's going to bode well for Chris Carson. I think they're going to really, really do a good job of leveraging the efficiency that they're able to get with Chris Carson. So that'll be really good. So, okay, so now we see here Allen Robinson off the board. And then now you see, let me see. So now we have Howard up, and then we have Daniel at the turn to then kick off the 4th round. Yeah, he needs a wide receiver, and there are still some solid ones. Yeah, I agree. Like these middle rounds, and this is why I like to target running back early, and I'm sure this is why also Daniel, like many people too, have this strategy. Like you want to be able to come off with like two solid running backs. You don't have to worry about the position because wide receiver is so deep. So that and yeah, you know what, Shabbat, I am a hater of Derrick Henry, and it's not because I don't like him personally. Look, here's the thing: he already has going into this year, he's going to already have over 1,000 carries. He's over 27 years old, and he just came off of a 2,000-yard season, and only two. And if we go off just recent history, Adrian Peterson and Chris Johnson both hit the 2,000 mark and both saw huge declines in yardage, in volume, and I think because Derrick Henry doesn't bring much value in PPR, that's why I'm not big on him in that first round. But I'm not mad at you if you draft him because he's good, he's solid. Adrian Peterson did have a solid season, but then you saw injuries coming in right after. Daniel can tell you as a fan of the Vikings, seeing that firsthand. Okay, and Howard is still on the clock, and it looks like he is not picking. His time expired, so I'm texting him real quick to see what is going on. Let me see. So let's see. Here we go. So Howard is on the clock still. I'm giving him a little bit longer, but Daniel, who is the next available if I got to pull the trigger on a auto pick?
Well, my first rankings were a little off, so they for some reason they're missing a lot of players. So
Okay.
I'm not quite sure.
So here you can go here
You can
for
go-
draft, and then we see Chris Godwin,
Yeah.
Robert Woods, Julio Jones,
Okay.
DJ Moore, and then Josh Jacobs. So it's going based on the order of the rankings that are imported here from ESPN.
makes
So,
sense.
so
Because it's kind of what's on my list too.
yeah. What do you guys think? Should I go ahead and give him a few, or should I just auto pick it?
Just he looks like he needs a wide receiver, and you could probably give him the best available, which is whoever's next.
But I also, yeah,
No, I got you. Give him
okay, yeah, he hasn't responded yet, so I like to be as fair and as gracious as possible. But I also don't want to hold up everyone's time. Like, we all knew it was going to be at noon, so this wasn't a surprise to anyone. So I'm going to give him just a few more minutes, but let's go ahead and look at the whole draft board real quick so that you guys don't get bored of us waiting for the hourglass to go off on.
because he's gonna be on the board real quick.
Yeah, he's going to be on the board. So here, let me take this off so that way you guys can see. So here's the lay of the land so far of our draft board. So we saw a sandwich of running backs and wide receivers go there. But to kick off the third, we saw a lot of running backs. No, I'm sorry. We saw a lot of wide receivers. And that's going to like be the trend now here. Like I'm going to predict right now you're going to see a lot of wide receivers go in these middle rounds. Rightfully so, because there's plenty of good ones. And we saw a lot of running backs go in those first couple rounds. So I'm going to go ahead and make the call. I'm going to go ahead and give Howard the next available player per rankings, and that is Chris Godwin. So Daniel, you are up for 2 picks.
Okay.
You have 4 minutes in total. You are in no ways being rushed whatsoever, my
Gotcha.
friend. So go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and go back to the lower third, and I'm going to have to readjust the here we go. So here we go. Here's how it's looking. So we saw Allen Robinson, now Chris Godwin. And Daniel, I'm going to predict he's going to go with the wide receiver in the 3rd round. And he may go for a running back, but I don't think he's crazy on some of the ones that are left. I'm watching it live right now. I'm watching him like make his decision. Here we go. Do 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 do. The pick is selected. The picks are in. Man. So here we go.
Deontay Johnson.
Deontay Johnson. Speaking of target monsters, so is that official? Yeah.
I'm
Okay.
going with Deontay Johnson.
So Deontay Johnson is there at the 3rd round,
And
and the 4th now underway.
will ride the Gus Bus.
I knew you were gonna go this route too. I was gonna say I know you're not big on Myles Gaskin like that. I'm thinking so here you go, the Gus Bus. And so Howard is on the clock again. On the clock again, bro. All right. Sorry, guys, I'm out texting, so let me know if that interferes with the audio, because that happened last time, too. I gave you... I'm going to tell you have 1 minute left. Yeah, so here's my take on Deontay Johnson. I like him because I think I may be butchering the specific stats on it, but in 10 games last season, he had 8 or 9 more targets. So targets are like almost a guarantee with him, and I love Deontay Johnson. I don't know about him being my first wide receiver, but as far as targets goes, and exactly, he as in Daniel already has Justin Jefferson, so that's also what may factor into him going with Deontay Johnson there. But out of that wide receiver core, though, there in Pittsburgh, I like Chase Claypool a lot, just because I think that the second year boom will take place there in Pittsburgh with Claypool. So Howard has 35 seconds left, and if we're just going fair, next available, here we go. Jefferson, okay, he should do push-ups because Jefferson's a keeper. Jefferson is a keeper and not available. So 10 seconds left. Got Robert Woods, Julio Jones, DJ Moore, the next 3 available. Let's see. While that's going on, too many wide receivers. Got Juju, Johnson, and Claypool. Yeah, I agree. I mean, but I think that Big Ben last season was a fluke, or this could be the beginning of the cliff for him. But I think that Claypool is the one that's the most athletic, has the size, and I think he has like a potential written all over it for him for a big season. And I like Deontay for the safe floor. Juju, he's in the slot, so who knows? He's he also sent Waller, also taken. Bro, check the board.
Give him the next available.
Yeah, I'm gonna give him the next available. Sorry, Howard. You're getting Robert Woods, and you're a Rams fan. So, Danny, you are up next, my friend, my fellow Philadelphia Eagle fan. Giving you Woods. Okay, cool. Hopefully, I'm not being too stern, but I'm just really anal about getting on people's time and just respecting it. So, if you guys think I'm being unfair, let me know. But I think I'm being quite fair. So, Howard, I love you so much, bro. You're one of my oldest friends, but gotta get on it. So here we go. So Danny, you're up next, my friend. You have about a minute and a half left, and so we see Robert Woods now. And so I'm gonna go. Let me see. Probably another running back. If I was in this situation, I like another running back here. Here we go. Oh, Julio Jones. That's a good one as your second wide receiver to pair up with Allen Robinson. So, German, my friend, you are on the clock next. That may or may not have been one of the players I was targeting with Julio Jones. But here we go. So Shavas says Pittsburgh is a poor man's Tampa Bay offense in terms of wide receiver share. You know what? That's a pretty good comparison. Even though I think that the 3 are no, actually, you know what? I just realized because they have Chris Godwin, Mike Evans, and Antonio Brown. I was gonna say, yeah, dude, I agree. Sorry, I was reading one of the comments. Oh, Brandon Ayuk. That's a homer pick for German. He's a 49ers fan, but that's a good pick too. I like Ayuk a lot. So I'm gonna go ahead and get my pick. I already have it ready. And I'm going with DJ Moore. I think I've had DJ Moore in ever since he's came into the league. I've been a huge fan of that guy. And I think too, this is my take. This is my personal hot take of 2021. One of the big ones, aside from I know Siobhan was this one. Aside from Henry being, I don't think he's going to be a top 10 running back. I think Sam Darnold is going to have a breakout season in this because he's going to have the best weapons, better coaching than he's ever had. And I just love DJ Moore. I love Robbie Anderson. I love that guy Christian McCaffrey. Mm-hmm. I think he's going to be an up and comer as well. That will do really well as a running back. But then I also like Arnold. I also like that Terrence Marshall Jr. So I think he's going to do really, really well. Yeah, I think I did him a favor giving him Woods. I think Woods is be solid. always has a very solid floor. So David already had his keeper with Darren Waller. So now we go to Cheval. So you're up next, my friend. Still some good wide receivers on the board there. Man, I'm getting hungry too. Cooper Kupp, nice. Matthew Berry's little Cooper Kupp. So just taking notes here. So next on the clock is we have my man with the plan. He's a Bucks fan. Jeremy, you're on the clock, my friend. And he's yet to get a wide receiver here. He has pretty good depth at running back, so we'll see where he goes. Here, I'm gonna guess wide receiver. That's not too much of a crazy prediction. Hey, what do you guys think are the chances that Alex goes no RB here? What if he just goes for another wide receiver?
Tight end, maybe a quarterback.
Wide receiver, tight end. You already have the big three gone. The next one is Mark Andrews.
Mm-hmm. Or he could go Pitts.
That's right. Are you big on Pitts this season?
I was last year.
When he was in college.
When he was in college, yeah.
Right.
I'm not a fan.
Yeah, same. I'm not a fan. Okay, here we go. What just happened? Okay, no, nothing happened. I thought there was an update. So Jeremy is right now on the clock. I'm gonna guess he's gonna go for a wide receiver. But we'll see how that pans out. So let me show you guys the full board because I'm gonna have to adjust this one in a bit after this round goes. So let's go Penn State. Oh, what's the update too? What's the score right now? Here we go. I don't know. Let's go. Travis Johnson, dude. Thank you for tuning in. I really appreciate you. So here's the full board so far. Here's what we got shaping up. That's funny. I'm right now reading one of the chats I'm in, and it said, "Do we get bonus points for vaccinated players?" There it is. Odell Beckham Jr. is taken in the 4th round, 8th overall pick in the 4th round. Next we have Jordan. You are on the clock, my friend. And that's a. You know what's funny though? I was gonna say it's a great pick. I'm not crazy about Odell this season. Sorry, wrong thing. So, so real quick, and just in case you guys are familiar again, rules are a full PPR, 12 team, 2 flex, 1 quarterback, 2 running back, 2 wide receiver, defense, and a kicker. So let's go back to the board.
Off the board.
So we see Josh Jacobs off the board there. Alex, go ahead, Alex, go. Just do it, dude. Just go another wide receiver here. Just sell out. Don't even go for just succumb to the pressure, dude. Might as well just not even get yourself a running back at this point.
Just pull the wild card and go kicker.
Go kicker. Justin Tucker. Justin Tucker. Oh man, that'd be something else.
It's Miami and Bama right now. Miami just got the ball for the first time. Enrique King.
So Alabama up 7-0 versus Miami?
Yeah, they just scored. I think it was John Michie who just scored the touchdown.
I should give you a microphone. I have a second one here.
That's okay.
Be like the.
I hope Miami wins. That'd be so sick.
All right, cool. Here we go. Mike Davis, there it is. Oh, he didn't go for it. He went with Mike Davis. That's not a bad, especially because you know what's funny? I in one of my videos I had, and I'll link it to on the playback. One of the players that I had there was Mike Davis as someone to target, only because he has that running back room to himself. I know they just added someone too. I'm drawing blank right now for some reason, but yeah, Mike Davis is a PPR. Like someone that does really well with PPR. Yeah. Mostert would have been a good one too, but I like Mike Davis there better.
Yeah, they just added somebody.
Yeah, I'm forgetting. So we'll see who Jimmy goes for. So Jimmy, just to give you a heads up, Russell Wilson is available if you want to go for a 3rd quarterback.
Ooh.
And that's a pretty good pick there, man. I'd go for quarterback to complete your trifecta of quarterbacks. And again, this is just a 1 quarterback league, and he already has Mahomes and Josh Allen. Not judging, by all means, do you. But here we go. Let's see, and then I'll adjust this actually right now. and then I'll do the full board after that, so you guys can see how it's shaping out as we get into the 5th. So let me actually do that right now. I'll do the lower thirds. There we go. Go like that. It's cutting me off there too, so I'll probably just have to move myself a little bit. But here we go. Wayne Gallman. Yeah, thank you. That was Wayne Gallman. Thank you, Travis. That's what I was forgetting. I knew.
Right. Clemson.
Yep.
Back.
So here we go. Next one is, so you have 10 seconds. Jimmy's been on it, so I'll give him a little bit more time. But yeah, let me, because he's still on the clock for the 4th round, so I'll let him know. All right, I'm gonna actually make an announcement real quick. I'm gonna auto pick. Auto pick. So yeah, I'm gonna go with auto picking after this because I don't want to hold them.
Adam Thielen's off the board.
So Adam Thielen.
Is that his auto pick?
No, he chose them, but because he has 4 minutes to do 2 picks.
Yeah. Ooh, Darrell Henderson.
And Darrell Henderson, thank you so much, Jimmy. Appreciate that.
I do think at this point it should be auto pick.
Yeah, now I'm gonna auto pick. I'm not gonna even wait anymore. We've already gotten a couple rounds in, and I'm getting hungry.
John Michie touchdown.
Oh, nice.
Bryce Young.
That looks really cool. Yeah, Daniel has the game on right here on his iPad. So here we go. So next one is Eddie. Eddie's kind of gone with the hero RB approach here with by taking Dalvin Cook.
Ooh.
Now he goes with Kyle
Nice.
Pitts.
Very nice.
Man, I dig that.
I do too.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think Pitts is gonna deliver on a value, but he's an exciting player, someone that highly coveted. In case you haven't heard of Kyle Pitts, really good tight end coming into the draft, and
Could be a great keeper option going into next season.
no doubt, absolutely.
Because he could be a first, second rounder.
But yeah, the makeup usually with tight ends is they don't break out usually until their 3rd year. However, Pitts is a different kind of tight end. He's not your typical one. So now we have Jordan on the clock, and then we have Jeremy to follow. And after that, Shabazz is going to pass on a player because he has DeAndre Swift as his keeper. And to answer your question, it's 2 flex. So you have 1 quarterback, 2 running back, 2 wide receiver, 2 flex, 1 defense, 1 kicker. And of course, the 2 flex can be like a running back, wide receiver, tight end. So, and of course PPR, just in case you guys needed that reminder. So with that, you know what? I haven't been really paying attention to Jordan's roster, but he has a keeper. He has T. Higgins as his wide receiver, and he has Chase Claypool. Excellent pick, dude. I think that you have a pretty strong team there because his keeper. I'll show you guys the full board real quick so you can see a little bit of what I'm talking about. So Jordan, he has T. Higgins as his wide receiver in the 8th round. So it makes sense why he would go really heavy with tight end as well as with running back, especially because he knows, okay, I already have 1 solid wide receiver in the 8th, so I can probably start tapping into getting a wide receiver in those middle rounds, and that looks like that may be the strategy going for him. And with that, we have Jeremy, you're up, and I think he's probably going to go with wide receiver here because you still have a good amount on the board right now. Yeah, that's exactly right. I was going to probably go for Chase Claypool here. And then I forgot to also note that Myles Gaskin followed the Kyle Pitts pick from Eddie. So we'll see how it shapes up, man. But so far, so good. Everyone seems to be going along really well here. So here we go. Going to go back here, lock this up as is. Going to go back to the lower screen. So let me see, and a tight end spot, right? Yeah, and 1 tight end spot. Yeah, so 1 tight end spot for that. Yeah, I think the best pick so far as value and where like things line up with ADP, I think Chase Claypool is probably is probably the best pick so far of the draft. I mean, of course, if we're going based off keepers again, I'm going to go with Justin Jefferson all day. At the 8th round, but I think overall though, I think the best value pick probably has been Chase Claypool there in the 5th. But That's just my opinion. And the first reach, I don't know. What's been the first reach? Probably Patrick Mahomes in the second round.
Possibly Odell. I mean, he's not. Sometimes he's like an 8th rounder.
Yeah.
I mean, 7th rounder at times.
Yeah.
Juju's off the board. So all Pittsburgh receivers are gone.
Yeah, all Pittsburgh's top 3 receivers are gone.
Exactly.
So that wide receiver room, the top 3 at least, are gone for our draft. So DeAndre Swift was the next one, but that was a keeper for Cheval. So next is the 2019 champion. David, you're up. So you're up next, my friend. Also, that reminds me, I got to give you your new profile picture. So actually, while this is going on, I'll show you guys really quick what I did. So going forward for our league, what I'm doing is I'm going to give each champion a profile photo for their choosing if they want to go with it or not, and they get to it has like a star under their name and their team name. So I'll show you guys this real quick. I don't want to get in the way of our draft board here. So okay, it looks like we're still choosing. So David's still on the clock here. So here we go. How can I show this? Oh, here we go.
Bill O'Brien.
So check this out. What do you guys think? So this is that's the profile photo. That's going to be the profile photo. It has the name, their team name, and it also has a star there to resemble when they won. And yeah, and mine's right here too. Not that you guys care, but that's right there. So going forward, every champion will have one like that. So then that way they are good to go. So let's go back to our draft board. This is what you guys really care about. So here we go. So David, I'll send you that link so you can add it to your profile photo. And David, you have, Robbie Anderson. I was going to just tell you, you have 10 seconds left. You know what's funny? I put Robbie Anderson as well as Robert Woods in that same category. Guys that are going to be like the number 1 in targets on their teams. But I think DJ Moore obviously provides the best touchdown upside. So with that, let me go ahead and shut up and make my selection. And I am going to go with... Give me a quick second. Can I see your list real quick, dude?
Yeah.
There was something I wanted to cross-reference real fast. Make sure I wasn't tripping out. Here... Oh, sorry. And it was...
Those are my personal rankings.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Oh, these are your personal rankings?
Yeah, they're the first couple rounds are based on my own rankings.
I did get
But after everything else, I do mix some names around.
I like it.
But now I'm having a difficulty with week 7. I have 3 players right now in week 7.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
Dude, and that's the worst, man. That's what you got to be mindful of too with these things. So I'm gonna go. Okay,
I think it's the worst week in the NFL with the most bye weeks.
Week 7. Thank you, sir.
Most teams, so.
All right, cool. So I just wanted to make sure I wasn't missing any players because I'm gonna no. I don't want to. See, I'm kind of on a tilt right now myself.
Just want to look at my page so you could snipe me.
This may be an early reach, but I don't think he's going to come back to me.
3rd and 4.
Taking Trey Sermon in the 5th round. The upside there. So next one is German.
Good job.
I was stuck between Chase Edmonds and Trey.
Oh, yeah. I think
Yeah.
you made a better choice. For now.
But-
you already have 2 running backs?
Yeah.
You made a good choice. Oh, yeah.
Austin Eckler, yeah. So and that's part of why I wanted to
Dude, he's got so much
just
stuff.
on the draft. Adams at 3. Oh, yeah. So what he means by that, Mark, is that Devontae Adams went here. I'll show you the full board so you can see it. So what Cheval's referencing to is Devontae Adams going 3rd overall. It was the reach of this draft because as you can see here, the running back after that.
I don't consider it a reach.
Yeah, I mean, I like it. Trey is a reach, commish. Hey, man, I'll take it.
No.
I mean, I love that offense there. I love Kyle Shanahan.
He's a first rounder, so it's not that bad.
Yeah, I mean, I'm digging it. But hey, everyone, you like Derrick Henry, so I guess we even out, right? So, so here we go. German is up, and he has about 40 seconds. He's been pretty good too. I'm sure he's just Hopefully, I sniped you. Javonte Williams. So now we're seeing rookie running backs off the board.
That was my guy.
Oh, that was your dude?
He was on my radar.
So now we have, so we saw after Robbie Anderson, Trey Sermon, and Javonte Williams go, and then now we have Danny, you're up. And I think Danny has a pretty well-balanced attack here, especially if he goes to target a running back. So I think he's in pretty good standing here right now so far. And while that's happening, let me get ready to shift this down a bit because I'm going to not want to cut myself off because then you'll see the full board again. So I'm going to move this, and if I got a reference of the board, the full board for the first few picks, we'll see that. So this is the second round. Yeah, there we go. That's all I want to do. I don't know. I mean, Cheval, I don't think Trey Sermon's a reach, though. Just wanted to go back to your comment. I just love that offense. And, Raheem Mostert hasn't played a full season. And I just love the fact that he has the build to really do some really good work over there with San Francisco. So I'm buying into the talent, into the size, and I think he's going to do really well. So that's just me, though. So then we see
still available.
Raheem Mostert is still available. Yeah,
he's also 29 years old.
29 years old, and that's part of my argument with Derrick Henry, actually.
And for a keeper league, I don't think it's a bad position because it's a keeper.
Right.
You have the ability to make a keeper next year. You could be a first rounder next year.
That's right.
Mostert might be gone.
Right. So then we see Chase Edmonds now go off the board, and that was someone I was thinking about. And here's my thing: I was thinking about Chase Edmonds because of the PPR upside, but then again, I was thinking he's undersized. I don't think he's going to really have the opportunity to really carry that running back room, especially with James Conner there. So that's really my take on that as to why I didn't end up going with Edmonds. And I said, you know what, I'm going to rather just pull the trigger and take a gamble on Trey Sermon, especially if I already have two running backs I'm really happy with, and that's Austin Eckler and Joe Mixon. So here we go. We have Howard on the clock. Yeah. You know what, Cheval, I just love how you approach things, man. You and me are very similar. We agree to disagree, and we'll leave it at that, which opens up a lot of great conversation. So take a note of how Cheval is. But then again, I wouldn't care if you didn't agree anyways. So here we go. Howard, you're up. And he's gone 2 wide receiver, 2 running back to open up the draft. And then after that, we have Daniel up for the next 2 picks to kick off the 6th round. And, then to close off the 5th and to open up the 6th. Yeah, I hope so. Travis, barring any injury, I think that Trey Sermon will have a really good season. So here we go.
Oh, Raheem Mostert is off the board. So
Yep.
with that, I am going to go with Tyler Boyd.
Got it?
Man in the slot.
Yes, sir. You know, he's being easily overlooked this season too. I don't know why.
He's the best receiver they have on their team.
Right.
And then I guess that is my flex.
That's right.
That's my last flex. So Hawkinson next.
That's a great pick here. Are you sure you want him though? There's Mark Andrews, Lamar Jackson. Just kidding. So T.J. Hawkinson is your man. So let me go ahead and shift this a little bit so you guys can see it. But for now, here's the full draft board. And then we have Howard on the clock again. So we saw Raheem Mostert go after Chase Edmonds. Tyler Boyd went next for Daniel as his 3rd wide receiver. And then we got T.J. Hawkinson to kick off the 6th round. And you know what's funny? I like Hawkinson there too, especially because I think there in Detroit, there's going to be, he could arguably be, considered the top wide receiver there, even though he's a tight end. But he's the top option there for Goff.
Perriman's gone too. They just released him too.
Oh, did they? So you see, there you go. More insight. So here, let me move this down a bit. I'm going to move this board so you guys can see now the next couple rounds that are coming up. So I'll lower it right here a bit, and I'm going to bring this up in general. So let's go 7 rounds. So there we go. So T.J. Hawkinson there, lock that in place. So T.J. Hawkinson off the board.
No, I don't have to worry about that.
Mm-hmm. And that's usually like why I like investing. But there's some tight ends though that I think are pretty solid though late in this in the draft that can be had for some good value. So let me see here. I'm gonna predict Howard's going to go for, oh, wow, Mark Andrews. There we go. Never mind. I can't even predict anymore. I was going to say Mark Andrews is probably going to go pretty soon. So we're seeing some tight ends off the board. The first back-to-back selection of 2 tight ends going. So now we have Danny on the clock. Lamar Jackson, quarterback. So German, you are on the clock, my friend, as well. So let's go ahead and see how this, let me see. Okay. Just reading who's left here on the rankings. Oh, better yet. Do I just, okay, yeah, this stays right there. Okay. So let me see. Quarterback Lamar Jackson. See, I like waiting later for quarterback as much as possible. Mm-hmm. That's why I made it easy for me to go for Kyler in the 7th. And then we got Michael Gallup going in the 6th round, which means I'm up now for a next pick. And I'm going to pass on Kenny Golladay. I'm stuck, though, because, like, he's also pretty solid. But for him to be my 3rd wide receiver, but I'm going to pass on him there.
He's injured, too.
Yeah, the injuries concern me. So at this point, now that I have Allen Robinson, I have DJ Moore, I'm going to now go for upside here, kind of similar to what I was even doing with Trey Sermon, and I'm going to go ahead and take Jerry Jeudy. Yeah, and it's crazy, too. I remember reading the stat about how Jerry Jeudy was one of those receivers that I think was rated at the top as most, he was the receiver that got the most uncatchable throws, just thrown his way from Drew Lock. But now with Teddy Bridgewater being there, who actually, like, brings some, stability there. Plus, he had DJ Moore as well as Robbie Anderson having, like, 2 solid seasons last year, and I think that he can bring the same thing with Jerry Jeudy as well as Courtland Sutton coming back from injury.
Yeah, a high percentage of drop passes too. Just saying. It does improve with quarterback, but he's one of the best route runners in the league.
Absolutely, and yeah. So I feel pretty good there. So
watching him play.
Yeah, dude, he's something else. So here's the full draft board, so everyone can see. So now we're kind of rounding out this. Now we're approaching the middle of the 6th round. We're seeing Dak Prescott now off the board. That's a great pick, especially because reports just recently had said that he feels 100%. So he's good to go. So I think that's a great pick for you, David. Solid pick, especially because you have Amari Cooper there. So that stack will be awesome. I like that so far. Well, actually, without even realizing it, David is for sure going that hero RB. He got his guy with Aaron Jones and has gone DeAndre Hopkins, Amari Cooper, Darren Waller, Robbie Anderson, and now Dak Prescott. But I love it because this is PPR. So like at this point, I don't like forcing a certain position because I don't have it filled for a draft. So that's my takeaway there. Is don't try to fill a need, especially if there's other talent that you can get, especially because David is here in the middle rounds and he already has some solid wide receivers to pair with Darren Waller, which I think gives him a positional advantage at that position at tight end. And to now go ahead and go with Dak Prescott, who is in an amazing offense, has great wide receivers, his O-line's healthy, he's healthy. Defense is still kind of meh, but I think that bodes well for him, which would mean that there will be in a lot of shootouts. So I think this is a good spot to invest in a quarterback. But my thing, and this is just my personal take, whenever I have a tight end in those first 4 rounds, I don't like going for a quarterback until much later, because now I'm just depleting one side of upside for me. At least that's like how I view it as far as depth. So if I have either like a quarterback or mainly it's a tight end, I'll wait until much later to get that quarterback. Mm-hmm. So with that, we have now Shaval. So Shaval's on the clock.
Lamar Jackson real low on my list.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, I got him at my 12th quarterback.
Gotcha. So 12th quarterback. Are there any surprises so far, like with your strategy? Michael Thomas. Whoa, he's hurt, right?
I love the pick.
I did a mock draft. He went as little as the 10th round. But hey, Shaval, I'm not mad at you, bro. You do you. Michael Thomas. Plus, because look, he already has A.J. Brown, he has Cooper Kupp, and also we have an IR spot in our league. So this is perfect. It's a good strategy. So now you don't have to worry about him taking up a bench spot because you can now just have him set in your IR. So I'm not mad at it. It's too high for me, but it works, dude. Everyone's different.
Could have been available later.
Yeah. I've seen him go as like 10th round, 12th round, but I'll take it. So with that, we have Jeremy is on the clock next. And if you haven't already, please, by all means, hit that like button. It would mean a lot for me as well. If you're having fun, I know this is a little bit different. I tend to just go over specific news and stuff and, like some strategies. But we're doing a real draft. This is, again, if you're just joining the middle of the stream, this is the 100th Fantasy Football League. This is my home league. This is now our third season. David won the championship the first year. I won it this past season. And it's a 12-team league. Full PPR, 1 quarterback, 2 running back, 2 wide receiver, 2 flex, 1 defense, 1 kicker for the starting lineup, and we have 6 bench spots with 1 IR spot as well. So Cheval just responded saying, "I can wait on him for 6 weeks and get a great keeper opportunity for next year." I like it. I mean, the logic is sound, and especially with Jameis Winston now being the starter, you know that they're going to have a lot of pass opportunities there, so I like it. I'm not mad at it. So now on the clock we have with 5 seconds left actually is Jeremy. All right, Jeremy, I gotta hold to my thing. You're gonna get auto-picked real quick. So next available player, you're seeing it here, right? Kenny Golladay?
I'd say wide receiver.
So Kenny Golladay.
Put in his flex.
All right, cool. So next one is... Oh, nice. So Cheval puts, I may have been around early. I'm a personal fan of quote-unquote can't guard Mike, so that played a role. Hey, go get your guys. If there's someone that you're high on, go get him. Who cares what ADP is? ADP is just meant to be just a guide for you of where they're going.
Exactly.
But if you like a certain player more than others, go for it. Like, for example, Derrick Henry, I have him ranked as 12 overall as my running backs, but I'm just not a fan of him. But if you like him, go for it. And in this case, Cheval, I like the Michael Thomas pick there, especially since you have your conviction, you have your reasoning.
Yep.
Go for it, dude. So now Jordan took Russell Wilson. So, and you know what, dude? That's actually part of why I went with Jerry Jeudy there as well, because I was afraid if I didn't draft him there, I'm not going to get a next pick until the 8th round. And I like Jerry Jeudy this year. And I'm really big on the wide receiver I'm really big on the second-year wide receiver breakout. I'm a huge proponent of that. I think this year, too, we're seeing a lot of potential second-round breakouts with T. Higgins being one of them, Jerry Jeudy. Then you have also, why am I blanking out now that we're here live? Jerry Jeudy is one of them. Brandon Ayuk is another one as well. And here we go. Jamar Chase is taken. Initially, Jalen Reagor was one of the guys I was thinking too, but apparently he came out of shape in training camp. So Kareem Hunt is off the board, and Jamar Chase off the board as well.
I like how Eddie drafts.
I do like how Eddie drafts too. Okay. So now we got Kareem Hunt. So Jimmy, you're up for 2 picks. Yeah.
I got my 2 wide receivers. I got my flex. I got everybody. I just need a quarterback.
Okay, here we go. Kukamunga 91730. Oh, sorry, I'm sending. Probably should be careful about saying things out loud.
Carter.
All right, so let's see right now the full board so you guys can see it. So here we go. We're right now about to close out the 6th round, and we got Deebo Samuel to complete the 6th round, and now we have Jimmy opening up the 7th round with the next pick. So after we saw Dak Prescott, we saw Michael Thomas, Kenny Golladay, quarterback Russell Wilson, Jamar Chase, Kareem Hunt, Deebo Samuel, and so far the way I'm sitting right now, I'm right over here. I'm Ivan, and I have Austin Eckler, Joe Mixon, Terry McLaurin, DJ Moore, Trey Sermon, Jerry Jeudy, and then my keeper for the 7th round is Kyler Murray, so I don't get a pick until the 8th round. And we just saw Jimmy made a selection, and he is taking Jarvis Landry as his 4th wide receiver. And he, he's gone. He hasn't gone with the no. I'm sorry, I forgot he took Darrell Henderson. So he has Christian McCaffrey, Patrick Mahomes, Mike Evans, Adam Thielen, Darrell Henderson, Deebo Samuel, Jarvis Landry, and he doesn't get a pick until the 9th round, and that's going to be following his pick in the 8th round as his keeper, and that is Josh Allen. So now Eddie, his makeup, I'm not a big fan of Kareem Hunt as my second running back, but you always have to be mindful of, okay, if he didn't go running back, it means he's looking to capitalize somewhere else. And of course, his strength right now is easily his wide receivers, with Keenan Allen, CeeDee Lamb being one of those second-year wide receivers that I think will have a breakout season, Tyler Lockett, and then of course Kyle Pitts right over there, and then Kareem Hunt to follow that. So let me make sure our lower third draft board looks okay. Yeah, I'll readjust it right now in a little bit. So let's see how we're looking, man. So we got Eddie due up for another pick here.
Ooh, Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers. So there we go. Aaron Rodgers. So
I like that pick.
I do like that pick a lot
I
too.
just don't like the team.
I hear you, man. Yeah. Daniel's a Vikings fan, so I'm not mad at that at all. Rivalry.
I would avoid him at all costs.
Really?
Oh yeah.
I'm not like that though when it comes to, like, for example, the Cowboys. Like, I don't like I hate that team so much, but
Yeah. But I'm more of a passionate fan. That's just the difference.
oh, is that what that is? Okay. That's so funny. That's a good comeback.
No, I'm kidding.
I know you are.
If the value's there, I'll grab them.
Right. So like what, like 12th 12th round?
If he's on
Aaron
the waiver
Rodgers.
wire.
If he's on waivers, I'll put like $1 or $2. I'll put $0. See if I can get him. Yeah, that was something else too. Like Aaron Rodgers' season last year was pretty cool to see that. I mean,
Yeah.
he was counted out, and then man, did he just.
I do like him as a person, though. He's amazing.
Yeah. Do you like him as a host?
No.
You have Jeopardy? Yeah.
No.
He was.
It was cool. I mean, it was nice.
It's one opinion, I suppose. Being a little delicate there. So let me go ahead and adjust this, because now we're going to need this to move up. So we have about 45 seconds or so for Alex to make his pick. After going 3 straight wide receivers, he's gone with two running backs with his next 3 picks, with Mike Davis, Myles Gaskin, and Jamar Chase. So we'll see where he goes next. We are seeing a lot of quarterbacks taken right here, so let's see how this pans out. Lower this, and we're going to move this up. And we're seeing, there we go, running back Melvin Gordon. So he's now gone with the last 4 picks. He's gone Mike Davis, Myles Gaskin, and then Melvin Gordon following Jamar Chase. So I think that's a pretty good pick, considering that, I mean, he's still due a lot of money, so I think he's going to get a lot of usage. I have this theory that I think Melvin Gordon's going to get that, like, DeMarco Murray treatment when he was leaving the Cowboys. And of course, this is different because Melvin Gordon's a little older than when DeMarco was there. At the time for Dallas, but I think he's going to get ran to the ground. But then it's different because there's also Javonte Williams, so there's talent there. They invested, obviously, a pretty good pick for him to be in that roster. But who knows? I mean, Melvin Gordon also can be used in the wide receiver. Sorry, as a receiving running back. So that's PPR value there, and that goes along with kind of like the trend of what he's going for here with Mike Davis, Myles Gaskin, both guys that are capable receiving running backs, and then now you add Melvin Gordon there in the mix. And of course, you never know what happens too, because we even saw this with Travis Etienne. If anything were to happen, God forbid, to Javonte Williams, now Melvin Gordon has that backfield to himself. And now we see Will Fuller. Oh, cool. Well, he's off the board there in the 7th round.
1 game suspension. But
1 game suspension, that's right. I don't know why I thought it was 4.
Yeah, I think it was just 1.
Just the 1? Okay. So there you go. So just the 1. So we are now approaching the middle of the 7th round. And the way that Jeremy has his team lined up, he has Derrick Henry, Chris Carson, Miles Sanders as his running backs. And he followed it with 3 straight wide receivers with Odell Beckham Jr., Juju Smith-Schuster, and Kenny Golladay. And you know what? I got to tell you, if this was his receiving core 2 years ago, that would have been something else. But we are in 2021. But the team's not that bad, though. Like I like the...
Yeah, it's got potential. Still
Yeah,
got potential there.
Still got potential. This is a PPR league, so wide receivers do tend to have a tad more value. So here we go. Let's see where he goes next. He's approaching the 1 minute mark. Jimmy, y'all are all haters. I love you, Jimmy. But I don't love two quarterbacks in the first 8 rounds. But I love you, though, with all my heart, bro. So let's see. Jeremy, I wonder if he's good because he hasn't been as active. So next one, as we're winding up to the 30-second mark, I'm going to read over the next available, and you let me know if this correlates with what you have too, Daniel.
Oh,
it would be Cortland Sutton,
yeah,
Brandon Cooks, and Noah Fant, and then Tom Brady. He's a Bucs fan, so he may want Tom Brady there, right? But I'm gonna just go whatever.
What does his team look like right now? He's got his wide receivers, his flex, got plenty of. Tom Brady.
Oh, nice, called it. Tom Brady.
He
Great
needed
pick.
a quarterback, so I would have said just gone quarterback or
Yeah.
tight end.
Jimmy says his new strategy is going to be the new craze. Well, I don't know, man. You already had a top 3 quarterback with Josh Allen. There we go. And following that, we see 2 Buccaneers with Tom Brady and Antonio Brown, which now means David's on the clock, I believe, right? Oh, I don't want to share. There we go. Which means German is up, and then Jamal Williams.
Good pick. At least a week 1 starter.
Yeah, because there's a lot of question marks with DeAndre Swift, so that's true.
Yeah.
And I think that's why I'm not big on DeAndre Swift, because this guy's there.
Exactly.
Because Jamal Williams is there. He's a capable receiving running back. So now, actually, real quick, German, you're on the clock because I already got Murray as my keeper, so you are now up, my friend. Yeah, Tom Brady. Yeah, I mean, I would have been worried about if I didn't have a quarterback already, like seeing some of the quarterbacks go this early, especially with Jimmy drafting. You never know if you're going to even get any quarterbacks. So just taking jabs at you, Jimmy. You know I love you. I just love the fact that you went with two quarterbacks. So yeah, Tom Brady there, easily overlooked. I like him and Tannehill as quarterbacks. If I don't get him in those first couple rounds, like I like getting him late. Matt Stafford's one of them as well. I like Sam Darnold only in like super flex 2 QB leagues. So yeah, absolutely. Yeah, the groin injury with DeAndre Swift has not been getting better, and reports are that it's not looking pretty. So German is about 45 seconds left. So let's go ahead and do him the courtesy of just listing off who would be next. So Cortland Sutton, Brandon Brooks, and then Noah Fant. And he has right now, he needs a tight end. So Noah Fant would be the one that would be going off the board.
Yeah, I'd agree. At least fill off his starting roster. And then give him next available. You don't give him a kicker or defense until. No,
of course not. He does not need a quarterback because he has Herbert. Yeah, so thank
you. Just a tight end.
Yep.
And then after that, I think.
See, because he has 2. It's 4 spots, right? Sorry.
Right, so 2 wide receivers, 2 running backs, and then two flex. There you go.
Oh, Tyler Higbee.
There you go. A good choice.
Really good choice.
I like Higbee.
I like Higbee a lot too, and I actually made a video about that too. So check out my channel. I did talk about, he's one of my actually 100 guys. So 100 guys are guys that I want to come out of my draft having, and Tyler Higbee was going to be one of the guys I was targeting. So I had him in my like 9th round, 8th round range.
I like that.
But because I love Stafford there in Los Angeles, that's an easy upgrade, and he loves throwing to the tight end.
Yep.
And Tyler Higbee was definitely one of those that I was looking to target.
Ebron, Hawkinson. Mm-hmm. He likes those closer. He's a better quarterback.
Everett. Better system. There's no Gerald Everett. He's now in Seattle with his former offensive coordinator, who's now his offensive coordinator that was there last year, Mr. Warden or Waldron. I'm forgetting how to pronounce his name. So now we have Danny. You're up. It's funny.
If he picks my guy, I have to think of somebody else.
Yeah, dude, that's part of it too, because you have 1 pick coming up, and then of course Jefferson's your keeper. So I like where you're at right now, dude, as well.
I think I know what I'll do if he takes my guy.
Don't say who your guy is yet.
That's correct.
Because then Howard already has his keeper as well, and with Donald.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, with Ronald Jones. Rojo. So here we go. Next one. Okay, we're about 30 seconds left, so just in case. Oh, never mind. DJ Chark, DJ Chark, So here we go.
I'll take Michael Carter. Javonte was taken. What did I tell you about rookies?
I know. Just to give you guys a little bit, Michael Carter was someone I was targeting in that 8th round. I didn't want to say it. That's why, if you notice, I was really like reluctant with like listing. Are you sure you want him? You want
yeah, yeah. Just lock that bad boy in. He's going to be my 1st round keeper next.
So you got a Kelton Carter, is what you meant, right? Just kidding. I'll stop. Michael Carter. Okay, so then you went with Justin Jefferson as your keeper. So Howard, you are back up. And just in case Howard takes forever, we're going to just list off right now who he would get next. So he would need a quarterback. So Ryan Tannehill.
If I'm not mistaken, the Jets also drafted another Michael Carter in the same draft.
Did they really?
I think it was the first time 2 players from the same team.
That is so funny. Yeah. It's the same team, same name.
Yeah.
Let's read some of the comments, too, while we're waiting here. It says here, Travis Johnson says, Detroit has this year's James Robinson. Swift. Better watch out. Well,
James Robinson was undrafted.
Yeah, I was going to say that. Well, I mean, James Robinson wasn't someone that was coveted in last season's drafts. And he's on a crappy team. That's kind of like Similar.
I'd say if you were to break out like that, if they're thinking maybe
You got to think like deep too, like not even like the like Javonte's or Trey Sermons or Michael Carter's. It'd have to be like your like Rashad Stevenson.
Miles Gaskin possibly because he was undrafted, but he was still on a roster.
Right.
He just kind of just came out, but Jonathan Taylor, became a top 10 guy.
Mm-hmm.
Another field goal, man. What is this?
Okay, so here we go. So next up,
Oh, that was a touchdown.
so right, we agreed, right? He'd be getting Tannehill in case he didn't make it.
For him.
Oh, never mind, Cortland Sutton.
Oh, good
So James Robinson, really good pick, especially this late. God, I love Sutton. I love the talent there. And then James Robinson, Justin Herbert.
We just go to see if there's a replay. It's Bryce Young.
Nice.
Modern day.
Modern day prospect. Okay, so while that's coming up, let me. Oh, I said
Here you go.
Jamar Jefferson.
Let's see who he goes to. Let's see, he's going to his tight end.
Oh, that's a great route.
No, I don't know who the tight end is.
Yeah,
Billings,
okay.
who do you think?
So. Let me see. Hey, dude, I want to make sure I'm not missing something. Can I check this out? Thank you,
Yeah,
sir.
sure. I'm trying to stay ahead of it.
No worries, dude. Devontae. Okay, I'm just
Yeah, I've
making.
been circling my guys that I'm targeting.
I'm not looking. I just start asking for this more often. Just kidding. Who do you got over here? Okay, cool. Thank you. Yeah, I thought so. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, thank you, dude.
Wait, 1, 2, 15 is not as long.
So I'm on the clock next. I have 40 seconds. I'm currently on a tilt right now because I have my 3 running backs. There is a guy I want to target right now. I'm just worried he's not going to be there later. So I like Zach Wilson a lot, which is why I feel comfortable going with Corey Davis as my 4th
Not
wide
bad.
receiver.
I
Yeah,
like that.
I
Elijah
think
Moore's another option.
Elijah Moore is one of them. Yeah, rookie as well.
5'9", 190 pounds.
Yep.
Slot guy. Ooh, very nice. David, very nice.
See, you know what's funny? I was going to assume that Cheval was going to get Marcus Callaway, but that's a great pick. Had a great preseason. And I'm sorry. I'm sorry there, Travis Johnson. You meant Jamar Jefferson is going to be the next James Robinson. Because Detroit has this year's James Robinson. He didn't mean Swift. He didn't mean Jamal Williams. He meant Jamar Jefferson. So interesting. Okay, so Marquez Callaway. David was ready on that one, bro. Okay, David. Be real, dude. You had that one ready in your holster, ho. You had it like right there.
That was my 10th round target.
Yeah, same. That's mine too. I was targeting him like in the 9th or 10th round. So yeah.
So he pulled the trigger right in time.
right on time.
Because that could really pay off for him.
I agree.
That could be a great keeper too.
An excellent keeper as well. So next up is Cheval.
There was talks about Michael Thomas being traded too, so
Yeah, you just never know.
that could open up for him next year.
So, dude, so Daniel, right now you have Jonathan Taylor, you have Najee, Deontay Johnson, Gus Edwards, Tyler Boyd, T.J. Hawkinson, and you just ended it with Michael Carter and Justin Jefferson.
That's correct.
How are you feeling with your team, dude?
Pretty good. I've got trade bait. I've got my wide receivers locked up as of right now. I think I need to fill that wide receiver depth, and then I don't know, string quarterbacks.
Right.
It's the way that I usually go. I usually go 0 tight end until like round 12.
So you go Sony Michel off the board. So we have 9 viewers here. We have 5 likes. So just quickly if you can please help out, send a like button if you're enjoying this. If you're in my league, you better be doing a like, or I'm gonna take away your fab money. And of course, I'm just kidding. Be sure to subscribe. Oh, and actually, that's one thing I forgot to cover. Fab will be, I think, $300 again this season. The way it works is just fake money for waivers. And okay, let's go ahead and update the draft because that's what you guys came for anyways. So here we are. So let's look at it. So after Sony Michel went, we saw Logan Thomas go, and then from there we see T. Higgins as the keeper for Jordan. So now we have Alex going with Devontae Smith. That's what I wanted to get next.
Nice,
yeah, I had Devontae Smith going in my 9th round. Great pick though, dude. And now we have Eddie to conclude the 8th round, because then Jimmy's going to begin the ninth because he already has Josh Allen as his as his eighth round pick. Yeah, this should be a fun league. Yeah, so I was gonna ask Shabbat too. I wondered if he had Marcus Callaway as his next pick because of the Michael Thomas situation. So let me go ahead and adjust this once more for us. Let me unlock this draft board. I'm gonna go ahead and adjust this once.
No fan off the board?
No, he's still there.
Wow.
And then from there, we'll do 2 rounds, so then that way I don't have
Andrews is
to.
off the board.
Yes, sir.
It's Devontae, that's a good one. I had him targeted. He was actually my next top run wide receiver.
Cool. So here we go. Okay, we are Eddie. I'm not worried about Eddie. I was getting ready to pull out because we're approaching the 45-second mark. I was getting ready to do the.
Give him a kicker.
So yeah, he already has his defense. Sorry, no, he already has all of his positions filled. Next one would be a defense and a kicker, or kicker, or a defense, whatever. So, you know what? Here, let me ask you this, Travis. Since you're watching and you're unbiased, you have no. Whose pick do you like? Actually, hold on. I'll go back. Which team do you like best so far? Now that we're 8 rounds in, or rather 8 rounds complete, going into our 9th. Which roster are you digging the most? And it's okay to say Ivan. I think his is pretty good. Just kidding. So Tony Pollard off the board now. Great handcuff there. Also great flex value too, in case anything were to happen.
Oh, he's got Zeke too.
He does not. He has
okay.
Dalvin Cook.
Okay,
And Noah Fant is gone there.
You're welcome for mentioning that.
Yep, I was going to tell you too. Why did you mention it? I should do that.
Eddie always gets Pollard. I've noticed that. I like that.
Yeah. You know what? I will do that.
What was that?
He said we don't need half of the, Howard was saying I can always go lower thirds, which I was thinking too, but then I figured I can just go toggle back and forth, but I guess I can just do that too. So here I'm going to do that real quick. So,
Oh, yeah, he makes a good point.
Mhm.
Put yourself in the bottom.
So I'm going to just do this real quick. I'm going to add that, I'll call it mainstream lower third.
I might actually just put you on my iPad so I can see your board too.
So done. And then, so you guys are watching something I typically don't do, but it's our draft, so it's all good. So I'm going to add a window. I'm going to add source. That one, add source. Cool. So you guys are seeing that. Let me adjust this real quick. Howard is like my tech guy, my like unofficial tech guy. He has the wealth of knowledge. He's the one that got me on this thing. There we go. And then I'll add myself, video capture. Sorry guys, let me unlock this. And then that's probably better. Right? So there's a drop board. Thanks for that call out, Howard. That's why I pay you the big bucks.
Mm-hmm.
All right, cool. So here we go. So now this is the new. I should have thought about this too, but it's my first time ever doing a live stream with my draft, so that's why I went this way. But yeah, here we go. Got 8 likes. Be sure to make it to 10. We have 10 viewers. Why not just make it 10? So okay, here we go. We're gonna go back to the stream here. So we saw Marquise, Hollywood Brown go, and Alex, you're up next, dude. And so then, yeah, what happens is after this draft, I'll then input everyone's picks and I put it in order. So then that way, when you guys go back and look at your roster and the draft history, you can see it in order of how everyone was picked. So it makes it easier to then see where players are going to be kept for next year. So here we go. So Kenyon Drake, I think he's a solid handcuff there as well. That's why I was really reluctant with going with Josh Jacobs, because I'm not too crazy on Kenyon Drake going there to Las Vegas, even though I love the talent that he possesses. And also John Gruden I don't know, man. I don't know. That's just my take. I'm sorry, David, if that offends you. David is our resident Raider fan. So there we go. So next up is Jordan. Then we have Jeremy coming up. So let's see Alex's roster. So we have Devontae Adams, DK Metcalf, Calvin Ridley, Mike Davis, Myles Gaskin, Jamar Chase, Melvin Gordon, Devontae Smith, and Kenyon Drake. Jordan is up now, and his first 8 picks have been Alvin Kamara, George Kittle, David Montgomery, Josh Jacobs, and he went wide receiver with Chase Claypool, Russell Wilson as his quarterback, the Flying V, William Fuller the 5th, T. Higgins as his keeper in the 8th, and now he's going with James Conner in the 9th. Now following up Jeremy, he has Derrick Henry, Chris Carson, Miles Sanders as his first 3 picks. Then he went with 3 straight wide receivers after that with Odell Beckham Jr., Juju Smith-Schuster, Kenny Golladay, quarterback Tom Brady, and then went tight end Logan Thomas. James Conner. Get to the chopper. Wow.
Sarah Conner, James Conner.
All the Connors. See here. Getting ready for mine as well. My next pick. Okay. Don't want to give anything away since they...
Christian Kirk? Oh, I'm sorry. I see that loud.
They plan on using Drake as a pass catcher, so I believe that gives him some solid upside. Dude, I like Kenyon Drake, especially because, I like Kenyon Drake, especially for Alex, because he doesn't need him to be anything but just a solid flex position player anyways, because he already has his stars with Mike Davis, Mike Gaskin, and Melvin Gordon, and then, of course, now he has Kenyon Drake. So now, here we go. A second quarterback going for Jeremy, and he goes with quarterback Ryan Tannehill to pair up with Tom Brady. So he went with Tom Brady, Logan Thomas, and then Ryan Tannehill, which now gives us Cheval. That's the one I was thinking you're going to get for quarterback.
Tannehill?
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. That's not what I'm thinking about drafting.
I like also Kirk Cousins. I think someone, or even Matt Stafford as well. Someone.
Non-vax. I'm too scared of that.
Really?
Kirk Cousins, he could be gone for a week, and I'm just...
Kirky Cousins?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just a bad situation. Do you have 2 IRs?
1.
I was gonna put mine to 2.
Yeah, it was 2 last year for COVID, but I think that
This
shouldn't be
year's
an
pretty
issue.
bad though. But fantasy baseball, I've got like 5 guys on IR.
I don't know. You know what? That's a good. I have no preference really.
Yeah, it's just it's baseball's bad.
So J.D. McKissick.
Ooh, wow! There's a PPR monster.
And see, I did not think that so many tight ends were going to be gone at this point of the draft. But this is part of like really not sticking to a certain strategy and just being completely flexible with making changes where needed. So I'm going to see myself now taking a tight end. And what worries me is because I really was big on going for Tyler Higbee, but he was taken 2 rounds prior. So I'm going to go ahead and take Robert Tonyan. This is my first year being a PPR league, so bear with me. Sorry, what am I missing? Was there something that he brought up? Daniel has the best roster. Nice.
Who's Travis?
Travis Johnson says, I don't know, just a
Like in my team, I like Travis.
friend of the show. That's what I'll say. A friend of the channel. You are one of us. You are a friend of the 100 crew.
Oh, he said Miami's catching up to Bama.
Oh crap! Yeah, I didn't realize that Matthew Stafford went right there. So so Matthew Stafford went right after.
Yeah. Michigan Chenault.
Yeah. I love Laviska Shenault this year too, especially with, and I think too, this is like one of the rare occurrences where you see a wide receiver actually benefit from an injury. And with Travis Etienne now being out for the season, I actually boosted Laviska Shenault a little bit higher in my rankings because of how he can be used as a gadget player for Jacksonville. So I think that's one of the cool things that you can get with Laviska Shenault being there and available so late. So that's a great pickup there for German. So and then we saw Dallas Goddard go for Mr. Danny. And so now that completes it. So I'm going to get myself out of the screen for a bit so you guys can see the full draft board. So everyone that you see bolded in red, those are all keepers. Now that we got out of the 8th round, that's like the final threshold for keepers. So now you're just seeing players that will be drafted. There's no keeper involved here because my league does a 8-round floor for keepers, and it's -1. So if you draft a player and in the 7th round, you would then get him in the 6th round the following year. And keepers only go for 1 full season. And now we saw Howard go for Jalen Hurts out of my Philadelphia Eagles. Oh, sorry, let me go. I want this one. Yeah, this one. So now Daniel's up on the board for 2 picks. And what I'm going to do is while he's selecting his picks, I'm going to quickly move my video the other side. So then that way we can see the front half. So excuse me here, going right there. Or better yet, I can just go up here. But I'll go down here for now. Keep it consistent. No, better yet, I'll just go up here.
Give me Braylon Cooks.
Braylon Cooks?
Yep.
How you spell Braylon?
Cook or just put Cooks. That's the right name, right? Brandon Cooks?
Oh, I was like, who's Braylon Cooks?
My bad.
So, okay, Brandon Cooks.
Yeah, and then my second pick, I'm going to go with Curtis Samuel. Sorry.
Nope.
You watched Ohio State film? You know he's better than Terry Scary.
Scary Terry?
Yeah.
Whatever. Yeah, very good. Because, I have Terry McLaurin, so I wanted to have, Curtis Samuel there.
Ah. Oh, you?
Yep. Cool. Good picks. Good.
That's okay.
Good. Very good. Cool. So Howard, you're up next. He has so he went with Hurts. Actually, let's see how his roster is looking. So you guys can't see it, but I'll go ahead and go full screen real quick so you guys can see the board. So Howard, he has Saquon, Antonio Gibson. I love those two, and I chose Chris Godwin and Woods for him. And then he went Mostert, Andrews, Jones, Sutton, and Hurts. I love the Sutton pickup late. Great value there. And yeah, I love Jalen Hurts there, especially late because of the ability that he gets you. So let's see here. Daniel's team edges out Ivan's because Ivan had no tight end. Okay, well now I have a tight end, so what's up? Is it better or what? So Mike Williams now goes off the board there for Howard, so that gives him his 4th wide receiver. And Danny goes for, oh my gosh, I wanted Michael Pittman Jr. this round.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Just got sniped. Good stuff, dude. Good pick, Danny. I am so happy for you. Good pick.
Everyone's sniping you.
Yep. I'm okay. Just gonna write down my next pick because he sniped me.
Alright, so I got my bye weeks.
Yeah, buddy, I'm just bored studying for my draft later. You guys have. Well, hey, man, when's your draft? And do you know where you're picking? Because it'd be cool to know where you're at so I can give you some pointers. Actually, and then what kind of league are you in? Is it PPR, half PPR, keeper, redraft, a dynasty? Tracer.
Oh, Michi. Michi started high stepping.
And then Kyler. So, yeah, what you're seeing is Danny literally sniped me from a player I wanted to get this round. Felt so confident. It was 2 of them. It was Laviska Shenault and it was Michael Pittman, and both went after my Robert Tonyan pick. So, good stuff, guys. Can I see this real quick? I want to just cross-reference something. Thank you, good sir. So now I'm going to pivot a little bit for my strategy, which is fine. I was prepared for that as well. So,
Ooh.
Thank you, sir. So here's a little pointer. Yeah, I think so too. So it's funny. Was it 2 years ago, Eddie? I think it was 2 years ago. Yeah, it was Miles Sanders' his rookie season.
Devontae Smith.
AJ Dillon, not bad. So I literally am like I I think I've gotten sniped so many times. But yet, a few years ago, Eddie sniped me from Miles Sanders. I was one pick away. It was when he was a rookie, and I was so ecstatic, so excited. And yeah, stupid Eddie took him. And yeah, this season, Michael Pittman was 2 picks away from me. And I was pondering about getting him too. I thought, you know what? He's going to fall to me there. Dang. Watch this great pick, and then you said I sniped you. Yeah, whatever, Danny. Good stuff, dude. I love Pittman Jr. though. Whatever. I can't get mad at that. Okay, I'm on the clock. So I was okay. So I love where I'm at here as far as like the players I have, and I was going for Michael Pittman Jr. for that second year breakout. So I'm gonna pivot now and actually go with a rookie wide receiver, and that is Jalen Waddle. So Jalen Waddle, welcome to the 100 team. That's El Kamish's team. So there we go. So all right, cool. Let me go back here and help out my friend Travis Johnson. He's picking 10 in a PPR league. Oh, nice. You know what? I mean, I like 10 teams because you can actually go for some guys a little earlier. Like, so what I mean by that is you can like go with like a tight end like a little earlier than usual because there's now more depth in those leagues. Sorry, I'm just reading the comments too. But yeah, I like 10 team leagues for sure, especially PPR. So
Dynasty, I'm gonna do a 10-team dynasty.
Well, you could have taken Waddle, but yeah. So it's funny. Danny just texted me right now. He was debating on Waddle, and I was debating on Waddle. So my 3 picks were in this order. It was Pittman, Laviska Shenault, and then Jalen Waddle. So I'll like for each round, I like having at least 3 players because you're gonna get those situations like you just saw right now live, where like I get sniped and it bums me out. So I like to at least have a backup plan for my backup plan. So now we see here AJ Brown off the board for David. So David's roster, actually, let me go back to mine real quick because I haven't really read mine out loud. So I have Austin Eckler, Joe Mixon, Terry McLaurin, DJ Moore, Trey Sermon, Jerry Jeudy, Kyler Murray, Corey Davis, Robert Tonyan, and Jalen Waddle. And then following my pick with Jalen Waddle, I see AJ Green and then Mike Gesicki as tight end for Cheval. And now following, we get Mr. Jeremy. After having Ryan Tannehill, let's see where he goes next. Daniel, have you liked my video yet on YouTube?
I did. See that little.
Let me see.
You know what, I'm just gonna
Unlike it.
like it again.
There we go. Ding, new alert. So we are approaching the 2-hour mark of our draft pretty soon. Yeah, Mike Gesicki, yep.
I like him. I think he could have a big year.
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, he was solid last year. I mean, he had some good spurts, and the way that he gets lined up there too as well over there in Miami. And I also believe in Tua Tagovailoa. I think he's gonna have a great year entering his second season. He has a lot of good weapons like Jalen Waddle. He still has Devontae Parker there, so it should be a good year for him. It should be a great year for the Miami offense. Okay, then we see, that's a good pick, Marvin Jones Jr. I think that's such a great pick there for Jeremy.
Altaloma. He's from Etiwanda High School.
Oh, nice. I didn't know that. Who, the Marvin Jones?
Yes.
No way. I didn't know that. That's a cool fun fact.
I think he's from Etiwanda.
Nice. So now we have Jordan. And so let me see. Let's look at Jeremy's roster. Jeremy has Derrick Henry, Chris Carson, Miles Sanders as his 3 RBs, and Odell Beckham Jr., Juju, Kenny Golladay, Brady, Logan Thomas, Ryan Tannehill, and Marvin Jones. So now following that is going to be Jordan, who has Alvin Kamara, George Kittle, David Montgomery, Josh Jacobs, then Chase Claypool as his first wide receiver. Then he went Russell Wilson, Will Fuller, T. Higgins, James Conner, and he just went with Leonard Fournette. And then now we have Alex going up next. And he's been going on this like wide receiver, running back trend. Daniel, Eddie says, Daniel has a face for radio. He sounds great.
Can they hear me?
Yeah, they can hear my mic right here.
Oh, bugged.
I'm mic'd up today.
Leonard Fournette. Playoff Lenny. He helped me last season.
And then Zach Moss. That's the one I was targeting. I was debating Zach Moss. So just because I love the offense, really high scoring offense there in Buffalo. And then second quarterback for Eddie, Justin Fields.
Ooh, very nice.
It's so funny because Eddie doesn't, and this is like it should tell you how much we do fantasy football together, because Eddie doesn't go for two quarterbacks, and he typically goes late quarterback. So him getting Aaron Rodgers was like a value pick because he saw that Aaron Rodgers was still available in the 7th round, where he typically has been going in the 5th, 6th round range. So I know he found value there.
That means Trey Lance is probably going to be going soon.
Yeah, and then Tony Pollard. You know what? My prediction here is that Jimmy is going to take Trey Lance to end the 10th or to open up the 11th. But yeah, take all the quarterbacks you guys want. I'm good. I'd rather stream my second one. But yeah, Justin Fields could be also a breakout and could be also some good trade bait for a bad team that that needs him. So Devin Singletary, and we will see Trey Lance go here to kick off the 11th for Jimmy.
I don't even know where I have Moss. David Johnson's still available, huh?
Yeah, I wouldn't touch David Johnson at all. I mean, I would love for you guys to take David Johnson.
Dude, he had a good stretch at the end of last season.
He did.
So I just want to remind you, and he's PPR friendly.
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
So just saying.
That's true. All right, so here we go. So Jonnu Smith off the board. So that gives.
Oh, shucks, that wasn't going to draft.
That gives Jimmy now 2 tight ends to go with his 2 quarterbacks that he has. So now Eddie back on the clock as well, and James White.
That seems normal for him.
Yeah, it's funny. Yeah, so like I was gonna say this too about Eddie. I always connect him with Pollard. That's like one of the guys he typically goes for, and also Joe Mixon.
Murray is one I think of him.
Murray.
Yeah.
And Miles Sanders, because you sniped me about 1 year from Miles Sanders, so I always think about you, Eddie. But you know what? You're the one that got me into fantasy football. I credit you for this, or at this level, because I was always into it, but not like this though.
Correct.
So here you go. So next one up is Alex. Let's see if he goes for. He's gone with a lot of running backs since going 3 wide receivers in the beginning of the draft. So he's loaded up on his depth. Let's see if he goes with the tight end. That's probably the one weakness right now of his roster. But then again, I would have never thought myself that I would have seen tight ends go this quick, and as well as quarterback. But that's why every single draft is different. You cannot go in there thinking you're going to have one strategy. It's gonna change drastically depending on who are your league mates. And with that, he goes with Evan Ingram. So then now that brings up Mr. Jordan back on the clock. And Jordan, let me see, he has his tight end, which is the cool thing about going for that tight end strategy early, because now that negates you having to worry about it later. So he got George Kittle in the 2nd round, and of course he chose to punt on wide receiver, but I like his wide receiver 1, Chase Claypool, and he's right now looking for an explosion for a 2nd-year wide receiver, so not bad at all. So we'll see how this goes. So, but I mean, hey Daniel, in your experience, what are you thinking through right now, man? Like at this part of the draft, what's your mindset looking like?
Since I don't have a quarterback, that's something I'm actually looking at. But at the same time, I've got my late round.
Our first defense off the board. The Pittsburgh Steelers.
That's a good one. I think they're top 5. I think, right?
Sure.
But with myself, I mean, me and Ivan draft pretty close when it comes to the back end of the draft.
Right.
We start circling our targets, and we end off. I mean, kicker, defense, just like that.
Yeah.
Kicker, defense.
Same.
Because you could stream a defense weekly, and then a kicker. I mean, they're hit or miss at times. You just never know what you're going to get with the kicker. So last 2 rounds, I always reserve for my kickers and my defense. But depending on my tight end situation, now I'm locked up with TJ. But if I had kind of one of those lower end tier type tight ends, I grab 2 tight ends at the end, because like just very similar to like Jonnu and Noah Fant for Jimmy.
Yeah.
That could be something similar what I might do, just because it's like, well, if one sucks, I mean the other one might be good. But I think here I usually go for the rookies,
right?
Or I go for those new guys on a new team, or a new guy on a new team Because, like, for example, Robbie Anderson, I drafted like 14th last year, and he's a new guy on a new team, and look what happened. So sometimes you just gotta have to. I just kind of got my guys circled.
Right.
Like, for example, Marquez Callaway was a guy that I was looking at about the 10th round.
Devontae Parker now taken there.
Yeah, so Devontae Parker, there's a good one. But I think at this back end, for me, I'm looking at quarterback and then trying to get some of these quiet rookies or these second-year guys
Right.
or those new guys on a new team.
I agree.
So I guess that's what my mindset's right now. So I'm thinking kicker probably right now. I'm just kidding.
All that to say, kicker and defense are going to go now back to back. With
Yeah.
Pittsburgh being good, I have to go kicker now, or rather, I have to go defense now.
So that's my mindset when drafting.
Yeah, and that's one thing too. Like, you want to also be mindful of trends that go on during certain rounds. So, like, when you look at the full board right here, you can see that, like, we saw like wide receivers go pretty heavy. We saw running backs to kick off the draft. For most leagues, that's usually the case. And then you saw the quarterbacks start going in the 6th round after Mahomes went in the 2nd round there for Jimmy. And then we saw quarterbacks go in the 6th round all the way through actually since the 9th. It was just a lot of heavy quarterbacks. So you want to be mindful of what your league is doing and either capitalize and go the other way, or just, hey, jump on the trend. But I like to either pivot the other side to see how else I can capitalize on other positions that they're not choosing to go with. So at this part of the draft, being that I'm now approaching, like, we're now in the 11th round, I'm now looking for those like insurance plays, or I'm also looking for those home run guys. So so guys that are either rookies, second-year players that we haven't heard too much about, and of course, just like what Daniel was saying, those guys that are in brand new systems, which is why I had Corey Davis as one of the guys I was looking for, and then same even with Jalen Waddle being there, like someone that is a rookie with some talent that could blow up and could also be a good keeper for me. And I'm so glad that I didn't get sniped this round, because now I can rest easy, because I now know who I want to get without any issues. And this is my first insurance policy player.
Naeem Hines, you can just plug him in and play him too.
Right.
What was he like? What I say was RB. Oh, Madison! All the handcuffs are coming off.
Yep. So, and you know what's funny? There's so many different strategies, and I'll ask you this to kick off, and then I'll give my insight
you went
too.
with Madison.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
What's usually your approach with handcuffs? Do you get your handcuffs specifically, or do you target other ones, or do you not even like worry about handcuffs in general?
Well, if I invested top 5 in the draft, for example, McCaffrey, Cook, Kamara, Zeke, maybe even Aaron Jones, those guys got a legit backup that I would probably
just plug and play.
Yeah, I'll reach a guy. I'll reach for my handcuff maybe 10th round if I could. If I'm invested so much in a guy like McCaffrey or Cook. I would like to. I have Taylor, but there's so much behind him. Naeem Hines just went off the board.
Was that someone that you were looking at?
Naeem Hines, you could actually put him in your flex. Last year he was a great flex option. Both of them actually put up both put up 15 points in a PPR league. So, but for me, if I had a high investment, Najee Harris, there's no one behind him. Gus Edwards, no one's behind him.
Right.
And Michael Carter, it's think Tevin Coleman, but.
And same also too with Derrick Henry.
Yeah. Well, I don't know who's behind him.
De'Aaron Evans.
Yeah, I just don't. Derrick Henry's made out of brick. He's not going to fall apart. So
I think this is the year. So I'm just letting you guys know, so you guys have a receipt of it. I think this is the year it starts breaking down.
Not a lot of running backs that are 6'3", 250 pounds.
And that's the only thing I have, and so that's the one. The one argument that I can't have a response to, because you're absolutely right.
Yeah. The bus never stopped running. I'll tell you that.
That's true.
Jerome Bettis.
Yeah.
You just.
Oh, look at that. Tevin Coleman.
See, that could be a good one over Michael Carter. So that's actually could be a great pick. But for keeper reasons, Michael Carter went a little higher. I reached obviously for that purpose. If you even look at, I've got Curtis Samuel's a new player on a new team. That's another reason why I went with Curtis Samuel. Curtis Samuel was by far a better player at Ohio State. He's been out longer than Terry McLaurin. Historically speaking, he's a better player than Terry McLaurin. So I think there could be the upside for Curtis Samuel. Obviously, Brandon Cooks is the only legit wide receiver in Houston.
Right.
So and he's new too, but he's also has concussion issues that you do want to worry about.
Oh, Baker Mayfield. Oh, Jimmy. Baker. Tell me how mad you are right now, dude, that your guy, Danny, just took Baker Mayfield from you. You could have had him. You know what's funny? He wanted him as his keeper.
I think Baker Mayfield could be a top 5 quarterback, and I think he could also be an MVP candidate this season.
Yeah, you know what's funny too? Like I think he's solid. I think he's just a good player. I mean, he's put up some good numbers in the past, and I think he adds a lot to that to that offense. Of course, because now they've been really solid ever since he's been there. Fantasy wise, I get a little nervous just because I don't know. I mean, he's a good quarterback though. So there's no.
This is his second year under Stefanski.
That's right.
So that also helps him out, and then he's been successful without OBJ. So I think that confidence with OBJ back into the lineup, I think that might be.
Do you think there's a thing there with Odell putting that pressure, being healthy for Baker to have to not necessarily force feed him, but to be conscious of how much have I targeted OBJ?
I think there might be. I think even with the coaching staff and I think there might be a little bit pressure because there's so much money invested in him. But I hope.
And plus, it's a big personality too.
Yeah, that too. And then you don't want to get him mad and start hitting stuff on the sideline.
Right. He has a history of doing that. But he also has a history of just kissing up and making up with those things that he's hit.
Yeah.
He I think proposed to one of them one time. So here we go. So Howard, okay, he's approaching, or he's already approached the 25-second mark. We'll see who's the next available. It'll be depth right now. Look at this point.
Essentially, I mean.
So David Johnson. I mean, second quarter. David. Called it.
David Johnson.
Yeah. So Daniel Dixon is up next for 2 picks to close off the 11th and to open up the 12th round.
Okay. I am going with Russell Gage.
That's a good player.
Yeah, he's going to be filling that spot that Julio is gone. So
right.
And he did pretty good. And then my next pick, only because of Mac Jones, I'm going with Jacoby Myers. I think that could be a potential. I think that could be pretty good. And I have no quarterback still.
Yeah. But you're on brand though now, like at this point, because you see, okay, there's not like a quarterback I'm crazy about. There's still a few that can be pretty good fill-ins, but at this point, I'm assuming that you're just now streaming for the rest of the season.
That's correct.
Yeah.
That's correct.
But then,
if a guy emerges like a Justin Herbert, I'm spending fab on that.
Right.
I guess I'm trying to have to get ahead of the curve. Or just get lucky.
Well, I mean, it looks like though, and this is what's cool about just fantasy football with just the dynamic of teams. You see, like for example, Jimmy has 2 quarterbacks, Eddie has 2 quarterbacks, Jeremy has 2 quarterbacks, Danny has 2 quarterbacks. Like every league's different, so you just never know how that's going to pan out. But that always gives you now a new opportunity to pivot and see what else you can do to maximize another position. So
yeah. And then with Jimmy having 2 tight ends and 2 quarterbacks, and me having 6 wide receivers,
exactly,
there could be a trade. Just as an example, there could be a trade there.
And that's usually and that's how it should be.
Yep, Jacoby Myers for Patrick Mahomes, straight up.
right now. And you know what? I'll throw in my 16-round pick too for you.
Yeah.
16 round, and some cash considerations.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? I wonder if trading Fab could be something. So Howard's coming up on the 30-minute mark. He was on it last week. This last pick. But
That's not a bad idea. I think trading Fab. I thought about maybe making my league having trading draft picks as an option.
Yeah, my league is open for trading draft picks, but no one's done it.
Oh yeah. If anything, I would have offered Jonathan Taylor, which would have gave someone a 3rd round for Jonathan Taylor.
Mm-hmm.
And then they would have gave me their 3rd round pick.
Nice. So here we go. We're approaching. Okay, you got to go auto pick here in 3, 2, 1. What is it? Philip Lindsay or is it quarterback?
Who is this?
This is Howard. He already has all of his. So now we're bench. So
I say you give him the best skilled position. So Philip Lindsay, in my opinion, that's a great option. He could be starting. That's a starting.
And he has David Johnson as well. So.
Oh, very nice. Yeah.
But I wanted Philip Lindsay though.
So. Oh, I was thinking Philip Lindsay over either Gage or Myers, but that offense is just. Houston is scary, and they're not going to run the ball much. They're going to be
scary as in not good, right?
They're not good.
Yeah, okay. I thought you meant scary as in they're threatening.
No, yeah. I'm so sorry. That's why Brandon Cooks was a guy. I mean, he's going to be open. They're going to be trailing a lot.
Mm-hmm.
A lot.
Do you think Watson's going to play this season?
I don't know. Maybe I don't know.
I don't know if he had a gut check right now.
He's been practicing at safety, so maybe he plays safety. He's been a 3rd string safety and scout team.
Okay, so we're looking down over here. So now, like at this point, just to talk you guys through what I'm thinking. Now I'm thinking of, dang it, Henry Ruggs is someone I was looking to get. Like for example, like a Ruggs or like a Brian Edwards is like now what I'm thinking. Also, Russell Gage was one of those players I was keeping my eye on. But now, I mean, I feel pretty confident with my wide receivers. I have Terry McLaurin, DJ Moore, who I was high on this year as well, Jerry Jeudy, Corey Davis because of the target share there, and then of course Jalen Waddle for the talent as well as the keeper possibility. But I'm gonna go ahead and make mine simple because I'm glad that he's still there, and I'm gonna go ahead and get Latavius Murray.
He was close to being cut. They were talking about him being cut.
That's right. So with that, that gives me now Austin Eckler, Joe Mixon as my two anchors for my running backs. Then I get Trey Sermon, someone who I'm high on as far as the upside as well as the talent. And then Alexander Madison, and then now Latavius Murray. And the cool thing about both of these guys is that they both could, if all hell broke loose and I had to start them in my flex, I would feel pretty confident that they would still get the work and still give some value there. So this is usually like my strategy here is I'm now just targeting guys that can be good insurance policies and also good fill-ins in case of anything as far as any severe injuries to even, God forbid, Dalvin Cook or even Alvin Kamara. Not that any of us are ever rooting for players to get hurt, but there's that contingency plan there in place in case Jordan, suffers an injury there with Alvin or even with Eddie with Cook. But knowing Eddie, I probably would doubt that he was going to go for Alexander Madison because I know that he likes to get the handcuffs of other elite players. So, because in case that player now goes out, now he has not only his top three guy, but he also has someone else's top guy filling in as well. So I do a lot of scouting on my league mates and their tendencies. A lot. Almost too much. Almost an unhealthy amount.
Looks through the window, just keeps sleeping there.
But I'm telling you, I would have never guessed that Jimmy was gonna take Mahomes.
Yeah, that's interesting. Mm-hmm. I like that though.
I like it for me. I like it for me a lot. Sorry, Jimmy. I love you, dude. All right, so Cheval is up right now. He went with two back-to-back tight ends with Mike Gesicki and Rob Gronkowski, and he's approaching the 30. Oh no, he went with Darrell Williams. That's a good handcuff there for his. I was going to just quickly scan the board to see who had Clyde Edwards-Helaire, and he has his handcuff there just in case anything were to happen. So Jeremy's up next. He went with Marvin Jones Jr. and Devontae Parker. We'll see who's up.
Who did it go? It's like live stream.
Now, are there any players that you guys were drafting, or rather, you guys drafted that you never saw in your rosters in mock drafts? Because I'm going to share with you guys right now, put in the chat too if there is. But for me, I've done mock drafts since March. I never had a roster where I had Jalen Waddle.
Oh, yeah.
Because I would always get like Michael Pittman Jr. and then Levis Chanel in that range. And I was happy, with them because he would go a little earlier. And same with who was it? Corey Davis. I would never get him because I would be happy with like Jerry Jeudy at that round or like Antonio Brown would be someone I would get. And even Devontae Smith, but Corey Davis was like my fourth option, and I ended up getting him. But what about for you? Is there a player that you saw that?
I've never gotten Jacoby Myers. I've never gotten Curtis Samuel. Those are the two that I have.
I've gotten Samuel in a couple.
Yeah. Michael Carter never, because I never was drafting in like a keeper type league. It was more of a redraft league. So
right.
The reason I went Michael Carter is because he could bring value to my roster next season.
Right.
T.J. Hawkinson, I've drafted him. So, and Gus Edwards, but it's new. I haven't really done a draft since the TK injury. McCole Hardman, that could be a good one.
Right, so here we go. So following Darrell Williams with Cheval, we saw Hunter Henry go to give him his second tight end. We see Mecole Hardman, and then now we have Alex coming up with Eddie to follow, and then we have Mr. Jimmy up next. So yeah, this is pretty interesting. Pretty fun draft. Some surprises there, but this is what makes fantasy football fun. And me, Daniel, and Eddie and German are in another draft later on tonight at 7. This is our friend Eddie. He's right there, Easy Elite. He is the commissioner of the Garage League. It's entering now its 8th season. 8th season, yeah. So this should be fun. Daniel, actually, you won that league last season. It was your first time winning that one, so congrats to you on that. It's going to be exciting to see you go for defending your title. So with that, let's see what Alex goes with. He is, let me see, he hasn't gone with the wide receiver since the 8th round. Getting Devontae Smith. He's gone Kenyon Drake, Zach Moss, Evan Ingram. I like Zach Moss in the 10th round too. I like that pick a lot. And I didn't realize that Evan Ingram was his first tight end off the board, or actually is his only tight end. So yeah, we saw tight ends go pretty late there too. That that 9th round is when. No, I'm sorry, this like the 6th round. We started seeing them fly off the board. So Jared Cook.
We all know where you got that from.
Yeah.
I listen to them all the time, too.
Yeah, same. Jared Cook.
Which podcast do you listen to when it comes to fantasy football?
So fantasy football, I listen to 3. It's almost crazy. I have to watch them in 1.5 mode because I can't watch all of them. They're full on their
You watch on
playback.
YouTube?
Yeah,
Okay.
on YouTube, also on podcasts, and it's the Fantasy Footballers, Matthew Berry, and the ESPN Fantasy Focus, as well as the Fantasy Show on ESPN
Okay.
Plus, and Fantasy Pros. They have some good content there too.
Oh, yeah.
And there is one guy I met on Clubhouse I watch, and I don't really agree with a lot of his stuff, but it's Smitty, and his is called Sleeper U on YouTube. So those are some guys I like to just see what they're up to, see what they're doing.
Yeah. Fantasy Pros is good. Joe Piazza is really, he's good.
I love Yates a lot, Kyle Yates.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he's
Yeah.
probably the one I don't like.
That's so funny.
I like
don't like
David
Tags. That's the guy. I don't,
You know, he's in the hospital.
yeah, been watching his Twitter feed. Yeah,
Oh,
prayers up
okay.
to Mr. Tag.
Yeah.
Tag is
Just found out about that. Sad.
praying he's doing well, man.
Actually, CBS has got a good pod. They actually, but the thing is they also refer a lot to the 6-point quarterback because the CBS goes with 6 point
I didn't know
touchdowns.
that. I didn't know that. Yeah.
Sleeper goes with 6 points, and I think Yahoo also goes with the 6 points. The only ones that I think go with the 4 is just ESPN. And
Gotcha.
I think another one, but
So let's see. Let's actually wind this down real quick. Eddie is right now. Oh, okay. He took Tyson Williams. It's funny. I got Tyson Williams as running back for Baltimore.
oh yes, okay.
So let me see. Oh, I forgot to write down.
Have him on my list here.
So Jimmy's gonna go next. He got the Tampa Bay defense.
Oh, that's a good pick.
Very good pick. Yeah, and when it comes to defenses, dude, one thing I do is I like to look to see. Oh, Carlos Hyde, that's a good pick.
That could be a good one too.
Yeah, that's a good handcuff there to James Robinson. I like to see the first week matchup to see what team is facing, like Houston, for example. This year going to be one of those teams. The Eagles, unfortunately, is going to be another one. Like whoever they're playing, I'm going to want to play that defense probably. So yeah, always good to a little tip there for you if you're looking to stream defenses. Look to see what week 1 looks like, or even those first few weeks, and see how you can capitalize there. So let me see. So we saw defense. Now we're Eddie back on the clock. He's gone with Ramondre Stevenson. So he, after going with Marquise Brown in the 9th round, he's gone with the quarterback, and he's gone with 3 straight RBs with James White, Tyson Williams, and Ramondre Stevenson. So with that, we have Alex, and he's gone 2 tight ends, 2 wide receivers. Sorry, 2 running backs. And now he's going with his first quarterback. It is Mr. Joe Burrow.
Ramon Stevenson, that's a great pick.
Absolutely, especially this late. You never know what you can get.
That's a great pick, Eddie. That's actually really good because you have James White. You almost. Oh, that's a good pick.
He has the PPR value there with James White, even though I don't think there's much there with James White, to be honest with you. But you have Ramondre Stevenson. I like Damian Harris.
Ramon Stevenson is that James Robinson of this year. I think he has that potential of breakout.
I agree.
So I like that pick a lot.
Sure. So we got Jordan coming up now. We're coming to the tail end of our draft now. And thank you for being here all the way through. One thing I will do is add some music next time. But hopefully you guys had some fun with Daniel being here and doing some color commentary.
Yeah. Okay.
As we do the play-by-play of the 100 Fantasy Football League. We're just about to approach the 2.5 hour mark. And from there, probably we'll get some grub in a little bit.
Yeah.
And get ready for our next draft at 7 p.m.
That's correct. And that's right. Clemson and Georgia.
Oh, I love that Elijah Moore late pick. Oh my gosh,
Very nice.
wasn't saying anything for that reason, dude. I was targeting him late because I had Corey Davis already too.
I have another target, but
Yeah, I have 2 targets right now that I'm flirting with. One that I've only done once in a mock draft, so
You thinking Nick Bennett? Trey Burton.
it's a two names and 2 syllables. Sorry, 2 sounds in one name.
No.
Darnell Mooney off the board.
Oh, that's a good one.
Oh, I didn't add. And then Tunyon. Jalen Waddle. And then 3 picks left. We're coming to the tail end of it. Let's see, we got. Oh, I didn't add Corey Davis here. How bad. It feels pretty good though. Like this is the cool benefit of doing so many mocks. I already have like certain players already like assigned per each round.
Yeah.
So now it just feels like muscle memory, which is the cool thing. Just okay. Tyrell Williams out of Detroit. Which if there's is it cool if I see your list real quick, dude?
Yeah, I don't know. If he's
Thank
on
you,
my
man.
list.
So there's one player I want to just double up on, and it was. Okay, there it was. Okay, 1, 2. Okay. Thank you, fine sir.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's see what he was looking at.
Because
Debo's never been drafted. Yeah, Debo's never been drafted. No.
yeah, yes, he was in the 6th round. Going with Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Oh, you bastard! That's the guy. That's the guy I
Really?
was looking at. Yeah, that's the guy I was looking at.
So yeah, usually in like the 14th round, I've been going for him, Terrence Marshall Jr., and then before the injury, Rashad Bateman.
Damn. Yeah, that was going to be my pick.
Wow, you're gonna go with 6 straight wide receivers?
That's correct.
Wow, good for you.
Yeah. Well, I'm already top heavy at running back.
Right.
I got 4 pretty decent running
So
backs.
Mac Jones off the board. I'm surprised I didn't go earlier, but yeah, Mac Jones and then Rashad Penny for Danny. Danny was ready, dude. I like that. So Howard, let's get ready to look who his auto pick will be, just in case. Just kidding, Howard. I'm sorry, bro. I love you. Yep. Not bad here. So Rashad Penny. So let's see. Let's see German's team. He has Tyreek Hill, Stephon Diggs, probably like the best wide receiver duo right there. Then he went with Damian Harris, Brandon Ayuk, who I love as his first flex. Javonte Williams as his second running back. Then went with Michael Gallup. That may be a little bit of a reach there for me. Michael Gallup in the 6th round.
Yeah.
He could be had a little bit later. Higbee in the 7th, same ordeal, but then again, tight end was not going actually far, wasn't going off the board, so second reach there, but I love Herbert there in the 8th round. And then, of course, I love the Laviska Shenault pick, then Dylan, Tevin Coleman, Henry Ruggs, Mac Jones. Not bad. Not bad at all. Then we see Rashad Penny go for Danny, and he had Cole Beasley, who we didn't mention. And we see Gerald Everett for Howard. And Daniel, you are up now, my friend.
All right. Since you just sniped me. I guess I would look at my tier 4 running backs. Oh, fuck, Rashard Penny just went off the board.
Yeah, he just went right now. He went 2 picks before. So let's see where.
Alright, lock me in for...
So you have 2 picks coming up too.
A minute.
Yeah, you technically have 3 for.
Yeah. I am going to...
One could argue your last 2 positional picks right here.
Correct. I need a quarterback still. So we'll just lock in Fitzmagic.
Whoa, ho, ho, it's Fitzmagic. Plus, you have Curtis Samuel too, so that's that could be a pretty good stack.
Yeah, it could be. And then I'm just Kenneth Gainwell.
Nice. I think he may take a lot of work from Miles Sanders, who's been having trouble with drops in training camp. So could be a good fill in there. Someone I was targeting too, my last pick. Because this round right here, like the 14th round is going to be my last positional pick.
And then just 11th, 15th round, it's just straight kickers.
Oh yeah, that's right. We haven't seen a kicker go off the board yet. And people have been restraining themselves too from defense. I was pretty happy to see that the league went with. I think the first one was in the 11th round. So good job, guys. Way to. They're watching me in my videos, bro. That's what it is.
Yeah.
I always say go to the last 2 rounds to get your defense and your kicker. But you know what? I'm not mad at Pittsburgh there at the 11th because I've seen guys take them like in the 8th round sometimes. I'm like, whoa, go ahead. You are more than welcome to do that. Nelson Aguilar, that's a good pickup too. That's a great pick.
Phillies by week 14. Yeah, Gainwell is probably going to be.
Yeah, we have a late bye this season for the Eagles.
Yeah, the Gainwell is just probably going to be my waiver casualty if I have to.
Right. Let's see here. So I'm not going to jinx my next pick. I'm not going to say it out loud.
I'll say it. It will be.
Let's see if you can guess.
All right, I'll come up with a guess. What's your roster looking like?
So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 running backs, and that's Eckler, Mixon, Sermon, Madison, and Murray. And then my receiver is McLaurin, DJ Moore, Jerry Jeudy, Corey Davis, Jalen Waddle, Amon-Ra St. Brown. Nope.
Emmanuel Sanders?
A few weeks back, it would have been.
Emmanuel Sanders?
He's not. He's not on the board.
He's off the board?
Miles Sanders?
Emmanuel Sanders?
Oh, Emmanuel Sanders. Like Miles has been off the board.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, nice. Okay, now, cool. No, it's going to be Trey Lance.
Oh, okay, there you go.
Here's the thing. I was worried about not taking Trey Lance over here, but then I was thinking, well, you know what? German already has his quarterback with Herbert, so I doubt he's going to go with the quarterback, but he ended up taking Mac Jones. And I was thinking, okay, there's no way for sure. Then I thought about you, and like, wait, you don't have a quarterback, but I don't think he'd put all that trust in a rookie. So that's why I didn't think you're going to go with Trey Lance here. But on the way back, I was thinking,
Hurts would have been, Howard. Yeah, I would have went with Jalen Hurts. Could lose his job this season.
Mm-hmm. So
Trey Lance is going to get a job later this season.
Right.
But he's injured, right? Didn't he? Is elbow or something?
Who, Trey?
Yeah, Trey. Yeah.
Oh well, he's there on my bench though because I got Murray.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah.
Just remember you recently got injured.
Yeah, just looking for that potential. Blow up and.
Oh yeah, that could be something.
So German, I am listening. Just throwing it out there. I am listening to your future offers for your boy Trey Lance. So there we go. Fun times though. This has been a good draft. See any like initial like now looking back, anything like in hindsight that you would have probably changed?
Yeah, I think German reached for Marlon Mack. I'm just kidding. No, anything to change? No, I think.
What'd you say for you? Like, is there
for myself? No, I think everything's fine. I mean, I could have gone another running back, probably anywhere from round 9 to 11 instead, but.
But like at that point, there would have just been insurance policies, right?
What's that?
But like at that point, they just would have been insurance policies
Correct.
for you, right?
Yeah,
right.
And I think I'm looking at the high upside of these wide receivers because I'm not super confident in Deontay Johnson. I mean, there was other options, but he does get a lot of targets. Tyler Boyd could also be a big question. That whole offense is just a mess.
Brian Edwards,
a quarterback
that's a
coming
great
from
pick
injury,
for David.
a running back coming from an injury, a wide receiver who hasn't played in 2 years.
And really quick with that, Brian Edwards off the board there for David. And you know what's funny? We don't really know who that second wide receiver is truly going to be. I mean, I say receiver because I throw Darren Waller as a top receiving option there for Las Vegas. But then you have, of course, Henry Ruggs. But there isn't really much of an established decision of is he going to be now the number one guy there. But with Edwards, he has a talent to also be that as well. So I think that's a good pick there for David, especially this late.
Yeah. It's like Oregon is.
Also, Travis gave us an update. He injured his finger. Trey Lance did.
Oh yeah, I knew something. Okay.
Yeah. So with that, we're winding down over here. Yeah, I agree there, David. That's my take too. That's someone I was looking at. I was looking at Henry Ruggs as well as Brian Edwards late because of that same reason, because they're both equally almost comparable to the talent there. But of course, the price for Edwards is really, really cheap. And I think if all bodes well for him, you get a late round keeper at a good price next season. Just never know. In the NFL, so many things can change, and just never know what could happen. So that's the point of this part of the draft, is you just want to swing for the fences, and that's why I even took Amon-Ra St. Brown, was because I didn't know where I was going to be at with Detroit, but I feel confident because for a 13th round price, he could be someone that could go in the middle rounds next year. So that's part of the strategy as to why I swing for the fences this late, especially with guys that may not be as well known, but guys that may hit the waiver wire within the first few weeks. Like for example, Justin Jefferson, I use him a lot as an example because in one of my posts last year, I did put Justin Jefferson on top of my waiver wire list after week 1 or 2.
Yeah.
And sure enough, he blew up.
Yeah, it was after week 2. Week 1 and week 2, they had him in the slot, which they thought he naturally would be at. They tried to put BC Johnson on the other side. That never worked out. And then, hey, let's put him on the outside, and he blew up.
Right, absolutely. So then after that, we saw Chavago with the Baltimore defense. And then now we have Jeremy with about 45 seconds left, due for his next pick.
Amon-Ra St. Brown. That's probably my favorite draft selection you made. And Waddle. I think that's a pretty nice one.
2 rookies.
You got Trey Lance. You know how much I like rookies.
That's true. You. This is something that is true. That's
for cheaper leagues. That's why they so much importance behind that.
Right. So we see the Colts. Yeah, that's a good defense too. So then we see Jordan is up next, and then we have Alex, Eddie, and Jimmy, and then they're gonna start off the second to last round. And yeah, we made it. I mean, are there any surprise picks for you guys? Anything that you guys saw that was like, whoa, that was a pretty good pick, or one that you didn't expect from this particular player? Because, man, I have a few, but with the dynamic of keeper, it makes it so much more interesting because it's a different strategy. So, like, dude, I did not think you were going to go with so many wide receivers.
Oh, yeah.
There was that one draft, the draft of 2019, where
inaugural draft,
yeah,
that you guys drafted for me.
Yeah, heavy wide receiver, but it was good though.
Yeah, it turned out pretty good. I mean, I missed the playoffs.
Sterling Shepard.
Missed the playoffs every season.
Ivan, can you quit yapping? Jeez, Eddie, why don't you put that in the chat, huh? Why don't you be so bold and to put it there? Say it to my face. Just kidding. So let me see, Sterling Shepard, then Austin Hooper, Mecole Hardman. I don't know, man. And then, okay, I saw he had Joe Burrow.
Oh, come on, please do it.
What's everyone doing, though, this weekend? Anyone have anything planned for Labor Day? Then New England, that's a pretty good pick, too. Good pick there, Alex.
I feel like these last 4 rounds in most drafts, I mean, besides your defense or your kicker, these are the guys that are the first to go off your roster.
As they should, right?
Yeah. So, I mean, most of these guys that you pick up, you don't want to make sure you want to hold on to them too tight.
Right.
But they could just be guys that you could just get rid of. I mean, Kenneth Gainwell's probably be the first, and depending on how the season progresses over the next couple of weeks, I might.
Boston Scott for Jimmy.
Oh, that's a good one. Oh, okay. Fighting that backfield, I guess.
Yeah.
He looked like he's getting a lot of goal line work, though.
Mm-hmm. It's so funny because he's so small. He's not really a...
Yeah, but he's a goal line back. And dude could just really get in there.
And then we have Detroit. Daryl Hodge. Never heard of him.
Yeah.
So now we got Eddie up next. He went with MVS with Marquez Valdez-Scantling. Then we have Alex coming up after that.
Good pick by Eddie, too.
MVS, yeah.
Yeah, there's been good words about him in camp.
Yeah, and then, of course, that's his first wide receiver since going with Marquise Hollywood Brown in the 9th. And then, it's sad, too. There's so many question marks there with Hollywood Brown there in Baltimore, but it's not really much of a passing offense there with Lamar Jackson. But, I mean, he is the one proven asset there, which is what, I always tend to lean in favor for when it comes to, with Rashad Bateman and with Marquise Hollywood Brown, I would tend to favor Marquise because of the fact that he's already like a proven, like player who's had some success. But in the ninth round, it's not a bad pick. He's could be still the main target there in the wide receiver core. I mean, behind Mark Andrews.
Yeah, they've also acquired Sammy Watkins over the
That's right.
offseason, and then one of my favorite wide receivers in this last draft,
Rashad Bateman.
Rashad Bateman, yeah.
Same.
But he has lingering injury right now, so I think he's the number one option when it comes to wideouts.
Sure, absolutely.
One great thing about Marquise Brown, he's great with like getting open like on a broken play. So playing with a guy like Lamar Jackson, like he could then especially within the last 2 seasons, he knows how to get open when he's running. So
right.
I think that's a pretty good solid pick.
Right, I agree.
All right.
So then we see Harrison Butker go, the first kicker off the board, right in the round as they should. Justin Tucker for Alex. We're going to see a whole bunch of kickers. And Jordan's going to get a kicker right here, or he could still go for another player because he did go for Pittsburgh. So yeah, man, I mean, like one thing I'm like really happy with my roster is I love the balance with wide receiver as well as running back in those first 4 rounds. And I knew that I wasn't going to get Darren Waller. I was hoping Kelsey was going to come to me here because then I would have gone Kelsey. If Kelsey was available here in this part of the second round, I would have gone for Kelsey instead.
Yeah.
And then go with running back, running back, tight end, then go for like a wide receiver, or only if like a CH was somehow still here, or even like a David Montgomery, I would have gone with a running back to like sandwich it between Travis Kelsey. So that was my like initial plan, and then from there, just try at least making sure I have for sure two running backs and 2 wide receivers I would have been happy with to pair up with Kyler Murray, knowing that okay, I have 6 rounds to fill out, 2 wide receivers, two running backs and 1 tight end there potentially, but that wasn't the case. So I went with 2 running backs and then 3 running backs and then 3 wide receivers. So it's 3 and 3. Then go Murray and then just punt on tight end a little bit later. But then of course with them going, I was just saying, you know what, I want to really get one that I'm really happy with because I wasn't big on Dallas Goedert. I think Zach Ertz was still going to be a thing there, so that's why I don't want to mess with Goddard. I mean, of course, assuming that Zach Ertz would have got traded, I would have gone for Goddard there. But yeah, that's why I went with the way I did. And then just being prepared to go with with upside in the later part. And I'm glad I got Alexander Madison as well as Latavius Murray late as my running backs to just be insurance policies. And then, of course, Amon-Ra St. Brown. And I've only done it once where I came out of this league specifically in a mock draft with 2 quarterbacks. I ended up taking Trey Lance. The previous one, I got Jalen Hurts late, and I partnered it up with Murray. But I got Hurts like in the, I think it was the 12th or the 13th. But I was thinking, you know what, if Lance is still there, I like the dual threat that he possesses with his running ability. So that's why I went ahead and I went for him, especially because I also got Amon-Ra St. Brown, who I'm really excited about. Because he also can be someone that could be the top wide receiver target there for Jared Goff behind TJ Hawkinson. So that's where my mentality is at.
Yeah, Amon-Ra St. Brown was a 5-star athlete coming out of high school, so I mean he's got the pedigree. I mean his family. I mean unfortunately his brother was just cut from the Packers, and I think he's got another brother who plays for I think Notre Dame. So there's like 3 of them. But I that's probably one of my favorite picks you have.
Oh, thanks too.
Buffalo gone?
No, Buffalo's still there. There we go. Just fixing up my draft board here. Thank you for that call out. My Eddie says, Ivan, your roster is dog water. Doesn't sound good. So Ben Roethlisberger is there for Cheval. So then David, you're up. Zach Wilson, nice.
Oh,
To pair up with Trey Lance. And I'm going to go with wait.
what are you thinking?
I forgot that the Bucks were already taken, and then I was gonna go for the Colts.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But then I also like Kansas City.
Buffalo.
There's Denver, and then there's Buffalo as well.
San Diego.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and go with. I was thinking Houston. I'm gonna go ahead and go with Denver. So then German. Let me see. Eddie's feeling
Oh,
really.
damn it, German. That was it sniped me there. I was looking at that one. That's actually a top 5 defense. I'm surprised
Absolutely.
they weren't drafted earlier.
Yep. I should have gone for Washington too.
I didn't want to say that. That's why I was like, oh, Buffalo's available. Right there. Yeah.
I did not think they were there. Wow, that was my first error of this.
That's
In my personal opinion, my first error.
Yeah, that's fine. That Washington defense is nice.
Yeah. Let me see, because Eddie's over here, doing some trash talking, which I like, because he's very timid. He's very, not even timid, but very to himself. But this is cool. Let me see. Dalvin Cook, I like his receivers, though. Keenan Allen, CeeDee Lamb, Lockett. He lost me at Pitts, though.
No, I think that's. I think it could be a lottery ticket.
I mean, yeah, fourth round at best. I mean, do you think he's going to be in that second round, third round next season? Pitts like worth that much? So that's my only pushback on that.
I mean, he's no T.J. Hawkinson. Let's put it that way. I'm kidding.
Yeah, he's no TJ. I'm just kidding. No, but it's going to be fun, man. It's going to be good to see how everything plays out. Keenan Cole for Danny, and then Howard is up. Damn, I did not know Washington was there.
Yeah, I'd seen it. I didn't want to say anything.
I'll be ready though for our draft tonight. I'm excited for Eddie's league. He's also doing it on a
IDP?
quickie draft. IDP. This is going to be my second IDP draft.
You did another one?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Yeah, it was the clubhouse one, and I have yours tomorrow. So
Yeah.
the third. I was thinking about it, but I like defense and kicker for now, since everyone's.
The only reason I like it is it's a little bit more engaging with those IDPs, because last year I was in the semifinals and it was Monday night and it was Jesse Bate. All I was waiting for was a tackle, an assisted tackle,
I like
and
it.
it's like you're rooting for that one player.
Jason Sanders, Miami.
Okay, give me Greg the leg.
He's in Dallas right now, right?
Yeah, give me Greg the leg, and then just give me Buffalo.
Where do I have Buffalo? Buffalo deep. All right, cool. Well, this should do it, guys. We're now on the final round. We did it just a little over 2.5 hours. A few auto picks there. It was Chris Godwin, Robert Woods, and I think Jeremy got one as well as Kenny Golladay. So not bad. And German too, I think, right? He was one. And it was I think he's been good since. It was Tyreek Hill, but he's been on since. So yeah, here we go. We're coming to the end here. So probably a defense for
Howard.
Yeah.
Looks like the next available could possibly New Orleans,
New Orleans is a good defense too. Ish.
Kansas City.
I was thinking about Kansas City. I did not think Washington was there. I don't know why. I'm going to have my list ready for that. I totally punted on it because I've been punting on him in my mocks.
Yeah, I get you. New Orleans, okay. New Orleans.
Actually, do you mind taking over for one quick second?
What's
I'll
that?
be right back. Do you mind watching draft one first?
Yeah, sure. Just reading the comment saying Gabriel Davis not being taken. The only person that looks like they could possibly take, well, it looks like everyone's just waiting on a kicker defense. Emmanuel Sanders, one that I would think that possibly could be a number 2 in Buffalo. Though he's like 34, 33 years old, I think he's got great capability of holding down the number 2 spot behind Stephon Diggs.
Ooh, sorry. I couldn't hold it. I was holding it in for like a half hour. I had to use the restroom. Real
Oh,
bad.
you don't got the Adam Scheffler gut, do you?
No,
Being
apparently
drafted.
not. I'm still a rookie.
Or no, I'm sorry, that's Mel Kiper. Just
Mel
sits
Kiper.
there for 8 hours straight, not even going to the bathroom.
So okay, I'm up next. I have a minute 9. So kicker, right?
Oh, yeah. you go first.
Yeah, please. Here, let me see.
Oh, just this way.
Thank you, sir. Ooh, Justin Tucker still. Just kidding. So I don't want to be that guy. So let's just go.
You go to Blankmanship? Whatever his name is.
Rodrigo Blankenship? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how I just saw him right at you.
Didn't you have him last year?
I did.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm done. So this is my roster. So
Draft is over.
yeah, the draft is over and everyone just get out. So here we go. Nobody took Gabriel Davis. He is Josh Allen's second favorite target. That's an interesting one.
Well, you got Cole Beasley as well, and then, like I said, Emmanuel Sanders.
Emmanuel Sanders is over there too. So then Daniel Carlson, that's Las Vegas. David just staying on brand here, dude. I like it. Stick with your Raiders, bro.
Yeah, what's their bye week?
Yeah, I know. I think they're week 8.
Yeah.
Week 8.
Yeah, I think my kryptonite right now, it looks like...
Let me see. I haven't even... And just note too, I don't pay attention to bye weeks that much.
Oh, no, not too bad. I got 3 starters
7,
on bye
10,
weeks.
9, 13, 6. So here's my bye weeks. I'm going to read them off real quick. 7, 10, 9, 13, 6, 11, 12, 6, 13, 14, 7, 6, 9, 6, 11, 14.
Sounds like 6 is your...
6, yeah, and that's with Trey Sermon, Corey Davis, Latavius Murray, Trey Lance. So Matt Gay,
It's not too bad.
Travis Johnson. You know what, dude? Thank you so much, dude. If you need any pointers, feel free to hit me up on Instagram. I have my information there in the description. You can hit me up, send me a DM. I'll give you some pointers if you want it. And of course, thank you for tuning in, man. It was really awesome to have you guys all here. I know this was a brand new. I'm hoping to do an in-person one next season. I just know that some of the guys, unfortunately, wouldn't be able to make it out for a live draft, which is why I ended up punting on doing a physical one in person here in SoCal. But we'll look forward to doing that next year. Hopefully the stars align and everyone stays healthy and we can put COVID behind us. But for now, this is the next best option. And thank you to Howard. I want to give you a shout out for helping me learn all this stuff to do a pretty engaging live stream. I say engaging as a very subjective term. I don't know if it was engaging for you guys, the viewers, but I had a good time doing it. And yeah, thank you to the 100 League guys. I know I also want to give a shout out to Cheval as well as Jeremy. They're both brand new players in our league. They're filling in for a few players that were with us for a couple seasons for the first 2 years, but I'm excited to see how this is going to look for us going forward. Cheval is going to be taking over. He took over John Matthews, who went 0-13 last year, and Jeremy was filling in for Omar. Omar, who was a really good player, was actually in the top 3 the last 2 seasons, but he called himself the Atlanta Falcons of the league because the Atlanta Hawks of the league, because he would have a great regular season and then be out in the first round. So thank you for everyone being a part of it. We're going to just read out these last few picks, and then I'll show the full draft board so that way you guys can take a look at where you guys ended out, how everything ended. But yeah, this was fun. And of course, as always, I'm going to be making engaging content. I'm actually going to do recaps. So usually I've been doing notes, which I'll still do notes for our league, but I'm going to make them in video form for the most part and do like a short and summary. So that way you guys can still listen, or rather still read something tangible. So we see Matt Ryan, we see Rashad Bateman. Good pick there, Alex. I like him a lot.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Because, I mean, he's injured, but he doesn't need to rely on him because he has 3 really good wide receivers with Devontae Adams, Metcalf, and Ridley. So we have Eddie with the Miami defense, and then we have Jimmy with a 3rd quarterback, and that is going to be... Just kidding. I don't know who's going for. I'm just kidding. He already has... Oh, he just needs a kicker, and he's good to go. So we're just getting ready for that to wind down. So Jimmy, let's see who's available as a kicker. Well, I'll check later. It's okay. I don't want to get in the way.
Mr. Irrelevant.
Yeah, this is...
Mason Crosby.
Yep.
Could be a good one, especially with as much points as hopefully they don't score. Yeah.
Robbie Gould,
Robbie Gould, yeah.
Jake Elliott, Philadelphia. That's.
Chris Boswell.
Mm-hmm. Who's the kicker for Tennessee? He's a veteran.
Tucker McCann. That's what I have on here.
Oh, you know what? I was confusing it for Tampa Bay's kicker, Ryan Suckup, because he was there for a while too with Tennessee.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Is he not on there?
Yeah, he's on there. He
Oh,
got
okay, I was
he
gonna
was
say
drafted by Danny. Danny got him. Yeah, this is by far the longest live stream I've ever done, and I'm glad that my computer made it this far. The CPU wasn't overused, so thank you, Howard, once again, man. I really do credit you for all this and all that I'm doing for the live stream, and that is it. Chase McLaughlin, of course, a Cleveland Brown. So, guys, thank you once again for making it, as always. If you had a good time with this experience, be sure to like it. If you are brand new, and please consider subscribing. I'm going to be posting a lot of fun content throughout the season. And with that, guys, that is the conclusion of this video. You made it to the very end, and I thank you. I'm grateful for all you guys for tuning in. If you found value, again, as always, be sure to stick around for more future videos. And as always, best of luck to all you guys that drafted today, and keep it 100. Oh, here's your dad.